At number 10, Amanda Lepore. American model and socialite Amanda Lepore is one person who isn't shy at all about the plastic surgeries that she's had. The transgender model, performer, and now author, who made a name for herself in Hollywood just by being herself, altered a lot of her body over the years, and she's even claimed to have the most expensive body on earth due to all of her surgeries. She's written and talked about all of the procedures she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. She's taken her body to the limit and back again. There came a moment where she really overdid one of her procedures and got seriously botched. The drastic procedure that led her to getting botched was getting silicone lip injections, because she said that since she had gotten them done about 20 times and went a little overboard, she had to get them reduced because they just got way too big. A lot of people think that she's botched more than just her lips because of how drastic and plastic her looks are, but they're so out there that I think it's almost normal because that's just who she is, and if she's happy with it, then there's nothing left to say. At number 9, Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed case of botched plastic surgery, but it sure is causing a lot of commotion because people think it might be. A lot of people have been throwing around a lot of speculation and concern regarding Zac Efron and his appearance. Zac recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty swollen, and a lot of people think that is the result of a plastic surgery gone wrong. In the video, the lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and a lot of people are super concerned that Zac might have taken his looks too far. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they think that it looks like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. If that's the case, then we don't know if this puffy look is here to stay or not. It's all just a very sudden change that a lot of people weren't expecting, and a lot of people are just looking for answers. Now before I carry on with the list, I'd like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're interested in enjoying some cool gameplay content, and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Priscilla Caputo. Priscilla Caputo rose to fame for being botched, so I feel like she's perfect for this list. Back in the day, Priscilla was an aspiring model, but her modeling career was very short-lived because she took her looks too far and got botched, stopping her career dead in its tracks. She was left an internet laughingstock, gaining fame because she had gone too far with her appearance, and now she's an advocate against getting plastic surgery. Priscilla explained that her boyfriend, who was a plastic surgeon, kept giving her lip fillers, and soon she became addicted and couldn't stop. Her lips became too big, and because of her appearance, her modeling career tanked. After her photos were circulated online, she became an internet laughingstock, and she couldn't go back and fix her lips because she had injected so much into them that she permanently stretched them out, and the damage was just too much to repair. In a way, her modeling career turned her into an example of what not to do when getting injections. At number 7, Donatella Versace. Even though she's the head of the Versace company, Donatella Versace's appearance has her looking a little worse for wear, as she's become an example of what happens when getting plastic surgery makes you look worse rather than better. Because of the amount of procedures Donatella has received over the years, many people have said that she's been botched. She's been criticized a lot for her heavy plastic surgery and Botox use, with some people even making comparison diagrams of her look from back in '97 when she took over the Versace company after the death of her brother to now in 2021. Some say that because of all the work she's had done in an attempt to make her look younger, these procedures have made her appearance worse because the Botox and fillers she received over the years has damaged her skin. Some plastic surgeons have commented on Donatella's appearance, saying that as a result of all the fillers, nips, and tucks, her skin's elasticity has broken, leading her to looking older. Because of this, she'd want to continue getting Botox, and so the cycle continues. The more work she has done, the worse her skin gets, and as a result, it leads her to looking more and more botched. At number 6, Carrot Top. American comedian Carrot Top is pretty well known for his signature looks. With his bright orange hair and crazy expressions, no one can mistake him, that's for sure. However, over the years, there's been speculation that the comedian has undergone a few cosmetic surgeries that have him looking a little different, and some say that he's been botched. Though he's denied ever having received plastic surgery and mostly credits his looks to his gym habits, there are others out there who believe that there's something a little artificial that the comedian has been hiding from his fans. It's believed that the comedian has received an eyebrow lift, Botox injections, lip filler, and laser peels, which many people see as the reason that his freckles are less evident. Because of the fillers and lifts, a lot of people think that his face has been left looking a little too stiff and fake, leading fans to label him as botched. But what do you guys think? Is he botched or not? At number 5, Jennifer Grey. Imagine watching your career tank after getting plastic surgery. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was one of the worst mistakes of her career. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south. She wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things just went a little too well. After getting surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it changed, she became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about the procedure, she called it the quote, nose job from hell, because it pretty much just botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her, but instead it made things worse. At number 4, Courteney Cox. Courteney Cox, best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends, became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then, the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Courteney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she gets fillers here and there, and after one too many pokes, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Courteney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle. The fillers got so intense that Courteney eventually said enough is enough and got all of the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Courteney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. The takeaway from this is to only trust your own opinions and judgments and to not listen to other people's opinions on how you should look. At number 3, Jocelyn Wildenstein. When you look up the most drastic celebrity appearances, a photo of Jocelyn Wildenstein will no doubt show up in your search. Her looks are a prime example of someone taking plastic surgery way too far. Though she was a model back in the day, too much plastic surgery has altered her appearance forever to the point where she's mostly plastic and mostly botched. Jocelyn apparently started changing her appearance to make her husband happy, and she even modeled her look after big cats because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and said that because she thought the big cat's eyes were so perfect, she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went too far with her look. Over the years, she's gotten surgery on her eyes to make them look more cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's left looking nothing like she did before all the surgery, with her entire face being remade into something completely new and unnatural. Even though her appearance is quite drastic, Jocelyn has said that she's not done altering her looks, but honestly, I don't know if it can get any more botched. But if it works for her, then I guess that's what matters. At number 2, Farrah Abraham. Teen Mom star Farrah Abraham has been under the knife a number of times, but it just takes that one horrible moment to make you rethink all of your plastic surgery choices. You might have seen the infamous photo of Farrah Abraham's botched lip procedure, but let me tell you the story of how she got into that mess. In 2015, the reality star opened up about how she had a negative experience when she went under the knife for an experimental lip implant procedure. Farrah said that when she got the procedure done, she knew very quickly that something was wrong when the anesthesia just wasn't working for her. She didn't do much about that, but after the procedure was done and the implant was put in, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse. Turns out Farrah had an intense reaction to something during the procedure that caused her lip to swell up like crazy, leading to those crazy pictures. Luckily, she was able to get things sorted out and her lip went back to normal, but she did say that this was a really scary experience. And finally, at number 1, Tara Reid. Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid was making it big in the industry. That is until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, "My stomach became the mostly ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." End quote. Things got even worse for her after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder to deal with. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career as well.
So, starting off our list at number 10 today, we have Lea Michele. It seems like Lea Michele just can't catch a break as she has had to face quite a lot of controversy over the years, be it her rumored and unverified reading struggles or the bullying allegations she faced for her on-set behavior. But the latest thing social media has been talking about has more to do with her appearance, as her face looks thinner and more sculpted, and it's a completely different shape altogether. She's definitely not the same girl we all saw walking through the halls on Glee, which makes you wonder, has Lea Michele had buccal fat removal surgery done? Lately, it seems like the actress's fans are convinced that she is one of the latest celebs to jump on this increasingly popular trend, and fans have even pointed out that the star looks a lot like Stan from American Dad. But lately, it seems like there isn't one soul in Hollywood that hasn't had any type of procedure done to their face, and then these women become the ones that preach about how we should be the ones loving our authentic selves when they aren't even authentic themselves. Number 9. Chrissy Teigen. So unless you're a plastic surgeon or you religiously follow Chrissy Teigen, which seems to be very few people at this point today, then you may have never heard about buccal fat removal. So the procedure involves removing the fat from your cheeks to create a more contoured face so you can see your cheekbones more. And it seems like today the procedure is becoming increasingly popular. Back in 2021, Chrissy would head to her Instagram story to talk about her new changed look when she said, "I did the Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal thing here, and since I quit drinking, I'm really seeing the results and I like it." The star then went on to know that she did what she had to do and that she had no shame in her game. And then she went on to tag Dr. Diamond in the clip. While Chrissy has long been candid about her cosmetic procedures and surgeries, this had to be the weirdest one yet, as this surgery just doesn't really look good on anyone.
Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
Well, kicking it back off to our list, at number 8 we have Bella Hadid. Now, the real question many of us have been debating is, has Bella Hadid had buccal fat removal done, or has she simply just grown into her looks over the years? And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you must be convinced that this star has in fact had the procedure done. And if you don't, just hear me out for a quick second. I might just change your mind. So if you compare Bella now to when she was younger, you will see that she definitely has a little more fluff between the lower portion of her cheekbone and her mid-jaw area. And now it's just looking a little more chiseled, which adds even more flame to the rumor is that if you have buccal fat removal done, this tends to be the area where the fat is removed from. While the procedure may have made some improvements to her face as it exposed her cheekbones in V-line, it's also made her face look a little too narrow to the point when she is standing next to other models, her new look actually looks quite bad. So it does go on to prove that not everyone will get big improvements when they have this procedure done. Number 7, Anya Taylor-Joy. With buccal fat removal surgery taking Hollywood by the storm, it's been said that this procedure is likely to have one major side effect that may put you a bit off, as it seems to add 10 years to your age. To celebrities who have been trying this new trend, this proves it. Among the stars to have allegedly had this procedure done is Anya Taylor-Joy, and before you even think about having this procedure done, you might just want to use Anya as a reference to why you shouldn't get this procedure done, as the procedure has left her face looking a little more tragic than it should at her age. So before she got the procedure done, Anya actually had a pretty attractive face, and she honestly didn't need to have this procedure done, but now she looks much older than she did before. And the most concerning part is that she was only in her 20s. Also, with this procedure being so new still, 20 years, there could be complications with droopy skin, and there might not be a way to reverse this procedure once you get it done. Number 6, Dove Cameron. It seems like a surprising number of teenagers and young adults lately are seeking out facial cosmetic procedures, and among the celebrities that seem to be part of these people is Dove Cameron. While Dove first caught everyone's attention due to her flawless complexion, we all came to love her big eyes, long lashes, plump lips, and this cute little tiny button nose. And before she went from blonde to brunette, she was actually like a real-life Barbie doll. But now that the actress has changed it, it makes you wonder if it's all the hair and makeup, or has she just enhanced her facial features? And if you take a look at photos from when she first entered the entertainment scene to today, it appears that her overall look has changed, as there is now more projection to her cheeks and her chin, and there is a much bigger distance from her lashes to her eyebrows. While the star has never gone on record to admit any of the rumors that surround her new look, it's not really shocking to why there are so many younger people seeking out cosmetic procedures more than ever before. Number 5, Zoe Kravitz. Over the years, Zoe Kravitz's looks have changed to the point it has been suspected not only has she had a nose job, lip filler, cheek filler, chin implants, and a ponytail facelift, but fans are also suspecting that the star has also had buccal fat removal, as she looks very different from what she used to when she was younger. While Zoe has never admitted to having plastic surgery done, her looks have changed too much to say she hasn't. While some people have claimed that she has inherited her looks from her mother and that there's natural differences in her face from her age, others will tell you to touch some grass because she's obviously had procedures done to look the way she looks today. With Zoe's cheekbones now looking very sharp and defined, her cheekbones look nothing like they used to when she was younger, as she now has this hollow right before her elevated cheeks. And while you may believe this is just part of the aging process, as she lost her baby fat, her cheeks have changed so drastically in a short period of time that this is an indication that the star has had some work done. Number 4, Iggy Azalea. While Iggy has previously admitted to undergoing cosmetic surgeries in the past, her new striking appearance may be results of further cosmetic procedures. Back in 2018, a leading Beverly Hills plastic surgeon named Dr. Randall Haworth told Daily Mail Australia that he believed the rapper could have had some more additional changes done to her face to give her a new chiseled look. While majority of her results have been beautiful, don't get me wrong, it's clear that she has transformed her face over the years with not only a chin augmentation, jawline contouring, a slight brow lift, and cheek filler, but she has also had buccal fat removal done. While the star hasn't talked about all the plastic surgery she could have done, she has once said people should be more accepting to the fact that both famous and non-famous women are having cosmetic procedures. That's just reality, and I think more people need to admit that so it doesn't have to be so taboo when we're all doing it anyways. She then went on to note that she too has changed her appearance and that there's always going to be people that dislike you for that matter. But as long as you like it, you like it. That's all that matters, right? Number 3, Khloe Kardashian. The Kardashian-Jenner clan has long been linked to plastic surgery, but recently Khloe has been slammed with never-ending Instagram trolls who have accused the star of having butt implants, nose jobs, despite denying most of the claims. It's kind of hard not to talk about her never-ending changing appearance throughout the years. Back in 2022, even a board-certified plastic surgeon named Dr. Anthony Yoon would speak to The Sun about Khloe's alleged plastic surgery, where he would explain, "I also think she may have had her lips done, most likely injected with filler." Anthony then went on to note that he also believed Khloe had a brow lift to lift her brows up and buccal fat removal done to make her face appear slimmer. Her face overall looks more narrow. That could be due to buccal fat removal and injections of Botox to her jaw muscles. That basically can help narrow the jawline, while the Good American founder has said she is offended that people think she has had so much work done. But what's really baffling is that her and her family still think that they can create such false realities around their looks. Number 2, Sophie Turner. So back in January, Sophie Turner's before and after photos would hint that the actress has undergone buccal fat removal, just like the rest of the celebrities on this list today. While buccal fat removal has become the latest trend among Hollywood stars, her face has been looking a little more defined in recent pics as the trend among celebrities is becoming viral. While the surgery has been around for the last 50 years, it's only started to go viral on social media recently. Sophie's appearance has changed since she appeared on Games of Thrones, and it's clear in her recent pictures her face appears to be a little more chiseled than it did before. And while you may think this was achieved by contouring or Photoshop, her face is just a little too chiseled to suggest that she didn't have this procedure done, because she did. And coming in number 1 today, we have Sarah Hyland. It seems like social media users are now also suspecting that actress Sarah Hyland, most known for her role in Modern Family, has recently undergone a procedure to remove her buccal fat pads, as her face has changed quite a bit, and she's completely lost her plump and round cheeks. While people have claimed that there's a reason why her face looked a little more swollen than usual on season 8 of Modern Family because of her health complications, her face does look a little more sharper today. And while the star could just be doing a few tricks models have done over the years to make her lips look fuller and her cheeks look more defined, she could also be sucking in her cheekbones for photos. But honestly, it's probably just safe to say that she had the procedure done because it's unrealistic, and it's clear that the war against buccal fat remover wages on, and Sarah's new look has nothing to do with just weight loss, aging, and health complications.
Number 10, Madonna. What is there to say about this woman's career? Madonna has been stuck in our heads since we first heard her hits like Material Girls and Crazy for You. What may have also gotten stuck in your head though was just how gorgeous this woman once was. In the 1980s, Madonna was well known for her stylish duds and big blonde hair, at times channeling some serious Marilyn Monroe energy. It was unfortunate that Madonna felt the need to fall into the world of plastic surgery and injections as she got older. Photo comparisons from the 80s to now showcase the major changes, with her forehead appearing to be pushed out, as well as her cheeks and her lips being filled with enough Botox to give her the appearance of someone wearing a mask of Madonna over their own face. What's more is this combination seems to have molded her eyes into the almond shape of the cat. Fans have always been left wondering what she may have looked like if she never got any surgery. Would she still be a material girl, or would that material be riddled with stain? Number 9, Kendall Jenner. There have been rumors about the Kardashian crew getting cosmetic surgery since the moment that they first appeared on our screens. Each and every member of that family are accused of having either a nose job or cheek fillers, but Kendall has one noticeable difference that stands out from the rest. In side-by-sides, Kendall's eyes are actually a little bit larger than they once were, as well as more almond-shaped. Several doctors have chimed in online and claimed that there is no way she could have achieved this look by simply using cosmetics, unless they have some kind of a magical substance that yanks your face back, but it probably exists, but that's still very suspicious. Number 8, Bella Hadid. Bella is actually one of the main reasons that this surgery has become so popular. When you compare photos of Bella 10 years ago to ones taken this year, it's night and day. Not only have her cheeks noticeably shrunken and become more toned, but her eyes are more almond-shaped and cat-like. Bella was one of the first people to openly admit to receiving the treatment as a way to further enhance her already obvious beauty. Bella has been drenched in plastic surgery rumors for a long time. In 2018, she clapped back at her so-called haters, telling them that she was horrified of what plastic surgery may do to her face. While cat eye is not considered to be plastic surgery, it's still an invasion of one of the most sensitive areas of your face. But I guess that's okay. As long as nothing gets injected into her eyeball, everything's fine. Number 7, Selena Gomez. The former Wizards of Waverly Place star has been dodging surgery rumors left and right for a very long time. Fans have noticed her face changing over the years. The side-by-sides from her Disney days show drastic changes in her facial features. Not only does she clearly have some kind of a cheek filler, but her eyes are much more cat-like than the original form. Selena has admitted to using skincare products in the past designed to enhance features without the need of invasive surgery. However, no foundation on this earth can give Selena the features that she currently possesses. It comes as no surprise that Selena is actually a spokesperson for several beauty and cosmetic brands and has adamantly denied that she has received any kind of major surgeries. She's been shutting down rumors left and right for a very long time, even deleting photos from Instagram because they received such massive slews of negative comments. While it's never been confirmed if she actually received any work, just watching her on screen these days is enough to prove that the young Alex Russo we once knew has vanished into thin air. Number 6. Nicki Minaj. When it comes to Nicki Minaj and plastic surgery, she only has one response. What's good? No, she just denies it. Rumors have been flying around since the moment she first appeared on our screens and stages. Over the years, fans claim to have inside information that Nicki has received cheek implants, both in her face and her backside, with one of her closest friends turning on her in 2013 and claiming that she was given the 411 on the big old buns. But as with many things involving her looks, Nicki denies any enhancements of any kind. However, it doesn't take a super sleuth to realize that she has totally received some kind of work on her face. Side-by-sides show that Nicki did not have naturally shaped almond eyes when she first appeared on our screens. She may have never confirmed the surgery with her lips, but most certainly did with her eyes, because they're not the right shape now. Number 5. Ariana Grande. We have accepted that the former Nickelodeon star may have had some subtle procedures such as fillers or maybe even a rhinoplasty done. The jury's still out on whether or not she's had a nose job, as Ariana has never confirmed this and actually went as far to denying it on Twitter, although she does have a habit of sometimes editing her nose on Instagram, so it's kinda wishy-washy. We can't ignore the changes that we have seen in the past few years. The Santa Tell Me singer has been rumored to have had even more cosmetic procedures towards the end of 2022, causing her to look almost unrecognizable. The redhead that we all loved on Victorious and Sam and Cat seems to be a totally different person now. Ariana's eyes are more almond shaped, and she now has dimples in her cheeks when she smiles that she just never used to have. Ariana has never confirmed if she's received the surgery or not, but the face that we all knew and loved is hidden behind this new Ariana. Number 4. Kim Basinger. The 69-year-old actress and former model's face has looked suspiciously smooth and wrinkle-free in recent years, leaving many to believe that she's had some work done. A few years ago, a plastic surgeon named Dr. Omar Tillo weighed in on it to express his side, and he said that he thinks that she's received Botox, cat eye surgery, and dermal fillers. He claimed that if you look at previous photos, you can see apparent lines and wrinkles around Kim's eyes. These could be treated with anti-wrinkle injectables such as Botox. She also has clear lines around her mouth, which could be the result of being smoothed out with dermal fillers. Kim's skin also seems to be fresher with a more even complexion. This could be due to several factors, such as laser treatments. A second expert named Reza Nizab agreed and added that he believed she might have also had a fat transfer or a facelift. This could explain the almond-shaped eyes behind the massive cheeks. Back in 2012, Kim's daughter, Ireland Baldwin, insisted that her mother had not received any plastic surgery while calling her the most naturally beautiful woman there ever was or will be. Ladies, if you want to avoid Botox and any other skin treatment, he said, ladies, if you want to avoid Botox or other skin treatments, listen to my mom. She hasn't had one treatment done because she stayed completely out of the sun all these years. Yeah, she wrote that on Instagram. I don't think that's true. Kim herself has never actually addressed the speculation surrounding her looks, but number 3, Renee Zellweger. When we first met Renee in the cult classic Empire Records, she was a baby face with bangs and brown lipstick, but nowadays she is unrecognizable. After making a name for herself starring as Bridget Jones, she continued to star in several comedies and romantic flicks alongside performers like Jim Carrey, Keanu Reeves, and Tom Cruise. In 2019, she reinvented herself, appearing on the show What If on Netflix. Fans were shocked to see the differences between her 90s glory and her current state. Her eyes were noticeably smaller, her cheeks were more pronounced, and according to several sources, she had received cat eye surgery a few years back to help combat the effects of aging. What it accidentally did was make it so that Renee always looked like she's squinting. While she delivered a solid performance on the show, fans were distracted by the stiff facial features of their main actor. Number 2, Catherine Zeta-Jones. When she attended the premiere of Entrapment in June 1999, she had the beginnings of crow's crow's feet, especially when she smiled. But as the years went by, it seemed like the crow's feet vanished into thin air. By the time this past year rolled around and she made a return to the mainstream starring as Morticia Addams in the Netflix series Wednesday, she was a completely different human being. Her skin was so smooth and her eyes were smaller than they once were, looking exactly like you would picture a person with fresh cat eye surgery to look. Catherine was rumored to have received surgery after she was photographed entering a clinic in Beverly Hills. She's never actually confirmed that she received this specific surgery, but it's pretty impossible to hide the obvious changes in the shape and condition of your face. Number 1. Jocelyn Wildenstein. This New York socialite is no stranger to the world of media. Ever since the mid-1990s, she's been famous around the world for being a literal cat woman, having received so many plastic surgeries that she now resembles a cat. I don't know, she looks more like a lion to me, but lion woman doesn't have as nice of a ring to it. Her journey started with the titular cat eye surgery, but it was just the first in many steps to get that perfect face. According to her friends and family, the surgeries were not intended to give her a Barbie-like face, but rather that of a lynx, which had apparently been her pet for a while. While she wasn't famous for a long time, it was the photos that were shared following her divorce from husband Alec that got her into the mainstream. Most of the attention was drawn to her looks, and she was quickly dubbed the Catwoman by the entire world. Despite being worth millions of dollars, Jocelyn has faced financial struggles over the past few years, and at one point even being sued by American Express for owing them $70,000 in credit. Her cat eyes may be trapped behind a massive layer of plastic and silicone, but they will always be the first step taken down the rocky road.
At number 10, we have American actress Renee Zellweger. The rumors of her alleged plastic surgery operations started from her attendance at Elle's Women in Hollywood party in 2014, where the entire internet decided she looked completely different from her last public appearance. And trust me when I say they were not quiet about this. Aside from her not seeming like her usual self visually, Renee spoke with people about the issues following the social media rampant. She told the media outlet at the time, quote, "I'm glad folks think I look different. I'm living a different, happy, more fulfilling life, and I'm thrilled that perhaps it shows." In line with her previous statement, she also touched on the fact that she felt like the conversation stimulated around her appearance in general were targeted at her by people who were snooping for an unrealistic truth, and how they wouldn't stop hassling her until she finally addressed it. Yet people were still far from convinced anyways, so I guess there went her hopes for less harassment. At number 9, we have California girl singer, songwriter, actress, and TV personality Katy Perry. This pop princess has certainly made her mark in Hollywood over the years, but one thing she says she has not done is undergone plastic surgery. Perry dished her Refinery 29 in a January 2018 interview about which cosmetic procedures she apparently made the decision to greenlight versus the ones she had not. In typical girl boss Katy fashion, she also proceeded to flock to the defense of people who obtain plastic surgeries, as she understands that doing so is both a decision and right completely for themselves. The Dark Horse artist detailed, quote, "I haven't had any. I've done lasers and gotten injections under my eyes for the hollowing, which I'd recommend for everyone who wants a solution for their dark circles, but all my assets are real. People tend to think they are fake, but it doesn't really matter." We're getting away from the negative stigma about physical alterations. Of course, always be your authentic self, but if someone wants a nose job that makes them feel better and they love their profile more because of it, go ahead, do whatever makes you feel better about yourself. At number 8, we have Emily Ratajkowski. Emily had accusations of getting lip injections before, and she took to her Instagram stories to address the topic in January 2021. In this, she fired back with, "For anyone saying you need to stop with the lip injections, I've never had lip injections. No judging folks who do, but you can't get injections when you're pregnant." She even pulled out the statistics to back up her facts, following up with, "A woman's blood volume increases 50%, which is why ladies can get a little puffy in the face and lips during pregnancy." In response, fans had said things like how Emily had been pregnant forever, which was a rude comment she very quickly shut down. She even later shared a picture of herself from the 6th grade to prove her natural lips are nearly identical, keeping in mind that as we develop, our facial structures can change slightly, so they wouldn't be 100% the same. Still, quite the impressive way to prove your point, Em. At number 7, we have American actress and model Megan Fox. Now, Megan had to respond to her own set of plastic surgery rumors in the Windmill back in 2011, where she clapped back with a quirky Facebook album under the title "Things You Can't Do With Your Face When You Have Botox." And if this wasn't nearly comical enough in proving her haters wrong, Megan proceeded to create various facial expressions and at one point pointed to her wrinkles in the collection of photos. And well, When you're as stunning as Megan is, I can see why people would flock to the "she's had plastic surgery for sure" spiel. But regardless, please remember that not every beautiful celebrity has gone under the knife to achieve their attractive auras. Some beauty in Hollywood really is natural, and neither way is a wrong one of living. I know it's so easy to gossip about others' lives and what they choose to do with it, but we should really start refraining from commenting on people's appearances in general, even if we feel like some celebs are actually lying about it. Anyways, let's move on. At number 6, we have the ever so iconic singer, actress, and dancer Jennifer Lopez, known mostly under her stage name of J-Lo. With how much popularity she's accumulated in her youthful looking years, it's no surprise that she's yet another celebrity who received plastic surgery accusations. In January of last year, J-Lo uploaded a video of her testing out her new face mask under her J-Lo beauty line. A user on the platform posted a comment which reads, "You definitely have Botox, and tons of it. And it's all good, just saying." This seemed to be Jennifer's snapping point because she rapidly responded with, "LOL, that's just my face. For the 500 millionth time, I've never done any Botox or injectables or surgery. Just saying. Get you some J-Lo beauty and feel beautiful in your own skin." Jennifer then added on to this comment with the statement, "Here's another J-Lo beauty secret. Try spending time being more positive, kind, and uplifting of others. Don't spend your time trying to bring others down. That will keep you youthful and beautiful too. Sending you love." What a classy way to stick it to him. At number 5, we have American model Kendall Jenner. Now the Kardashians have all been under loads of heat both in the past and presently about their supposed cosmetic procedures and lacks of truth in them. So of course Kendall was not safe from social media's firings. In a 2017 upload on her website and app, Kendall debunked cosmetic surgery theories from fans following a Facebook Live event she and her sister Kylie collaborated on. Kendall explained how her younger sister's makeup skills were the reason why her appearance seemed altered. Fans were not convinced, but Kendall still wrote the following quote, "All of a sudden photos of us came out with headlines like, OMG, Kendall got her lips done and got full facial reconstruction. Look at her cheekbones, look at her nose." I was like, this is crazy. I didn't even address it at the time, because if I address it, people are gonna be like, oh, so she's defending herself, she must be guilty. As a model, why would I have my face reconstructed? It doesn't make any sense. Kylie had previously cracked a joke by accepting responsibility for the spark of rumors of Kendall's face when she did her older sister's makeup. She informed Snapchat that Kendall let me overline her lip today with lip liner and everyone thinks she got lip injections. I'm sorry, Kendall. At number 4, we have another American model. This time it's Bella Hadid. Models seem to be a trend for centering around accusations of them lying about plastic surgery, but I believe it's because a supermodel's entire career is based on how she looks. And unfortunately, that means speculations and criticism will always come at large against the praises. As an accomplished model in gigs, Bella also takes one of the top spots of being a style and beauty icon. So naturally, she's been under fire for not being entirely natural. But Bella has denied these claims every time. She spoke with InStyle for an interview in 2018 where she stated, "People think I got all this surgery or did this and that, and you know what? We can do a scan of my face, darling. I'm scared of putting fillers in my lip. I wouldn't want to mess up my face." At number 3, we have Hailey Bieber. Amongst her fairly recent title of being Justin Bieber's wife, she is very much her own person because of the mega successful supermodel career she maintains. Hailey has also faced previous backlash about possibly lying about getting procedures done, and many will say her before and after pictures speak for themselves. Her subjection to harsh criticism led to her slamming a plastic surgeon account on Instagram when a side-by-side photo of her as a teenager was being compared to her visuals now. Quote, "Stop using pics that are edited by makeup artists. This photo on the right is not what I look like. I've never touched my face, so if you're gonna sit around and compare me at 13 and then me at 23, at least use a natural photo that wasn't edited so crazy." I think I'll leave this one up to you guys to debunk though. At number 2, we have another Kardashian. This time she is the core of their bunch and single-handedly the reason why they all have their fame today. Kim Kardashian has always been a touchy subject when it comes to plastic surgery theories for as long as I can remember. But one instance that really reeled everybody in was her body accusations after she gave birth to her eldest daughter Northwest back in 2013. Naturally, the reality star was absolutely livid about the fact that her post-baby efforts in the fitness department were suddenly being overshadowed by accusations of her having gone under the knife to achieve her bounce-back body. She released a tweet which stated, "I'm very frustrated today seeing reports that I got surgery to lose my baby weight. This is false. I worked so hard to train myself to eat right and healthy. I worked out so hard and this was such a challenge for me, but I did it. I'm so so proud of my accomplishment and no one will take this away from me with fake reports. Say what you want about me, but I work hard and I'm the most disciplined person you will ever meet. As if she hadn't proven her point enough though, Kim spoke out once more a couple of months following a fan questioning on social media why it was so hard for everybody to believe she didn't work hard to achieve her body. They also complimented the reality star by saying how great she looked, to which Kim had responded with "Preach, lol, thank you. It sucks when people make up surgery or Photoshop lies when I'm so disciplined and work so hard. Just trying to motivate others and show anyone struggling with weight they can totally achieve what they want if they're dedicated." I'll leave it at that. At number 1, we have our affluent pop princess Ariana Grande. This wouldn't be the first time the gorgeous starlet would receive rumors of lying about procedures people believe she's undergone, but it would be the last time she used up her energy to address it. Ariana once pointed out in a 2014 video, quote, "On the cover of some magazine they said, 'Oh, Ariana Grande, boob job, brow lift, cheap shaving, lips done.' I was like, you're comparing a picture of me from when I'm 14 years old to when I'm 21, and I'm wearing a push-up bra." Ariana also readdressed the rumors while reminiscing at throwback family photos with her older brother Frankie. While doing so, she lightheartedly joked, "That's why I'm on the cover and they're saying I got plastic surgery. Goddamn, puberty went nice. It came late, but she finally came through for me."
Number 10. Jessica Simpson. She skyrocketed to fame in 1999 with the release of her debut album Sweet Kisses, followed by Irresistible in 2001 and 5 more studio albums. The singer, actress, and author has also been very outspoken about her personal life, including her plastic surgery disasters. She told Glamour in 2006 that she hated her lip injections. Quote, "I had that Rusty Lane stuff. It looked so fake to me. I didn't like that. But it went away in like 4 months. But lip injections were not the only thing which didn't work out for her. In her 2020 memoir Open Book, she also revealed that she had 2 tummy tucks in 2015, and the second one was riddled with complications. Quote, "I got an infection, colitis, and I was vomiting so much I thought I was going to bust my sutures." She had to spend 9 days in hospital and narrowly avoided needing a blood transplant. It was sad because all she wanted to do was get rid of the stretch marks and loose skin that was left from her 2 back-to-back pregnancies. Looking back on the surgery, she claims that she did it because she wasn't strong enough to handle her insecurities and feels much more proud of her body now. Number 9. Khloe Kardashian. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star is known for being the funniest and most laid back of all the sisters. But over the years, fans have seen such a drastic change in her appearance that can only be put down to excessive plastic surgery. And while the reality star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to go under the knife. Quote, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her 3rd face transplant. But I've had 1 nose job and everyone gets so upset. Like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she's done injections but not really Botox because when she tried it, her face didn't really respond well. But all the surgery was probably because of something deeper. In fact, later in the episode, Khloe explained about how she experienced body image insecurity when doing photo shoots with her 2 sisters, Kim and Kourtney. Quote, "We did so many photo shoots and they would receive racks and racks of clothes, and I was told by so many different stylists I was given about 2 or 3 pieces of clothing, but not to worry because I would be in the background anyway. Yikes." Number 8. Heidi Montag. The Hill star has had some really drastic surgery done and famously underwent 10 procedures in 1 day. It sounds crazy when you think about how difficult that would be to recover from, considering it was all done at the same time. Heidi had the massive surgery day in late 2009, which included breast implants, making her an F-cup, a brow lift, a nose job, lipo on her stomach and thighs, and a butt augmentation. The drastic photos of her new appearance hit the headlines in March of 2010, and the world was more than a little bit shocked. But 3 years later, Heidi admitted to US Magazine that she actually had big regrets and health problems as a result. "I just didn't realize what I was really signing up for. It sounds so minor when you have a surgeon describing so much of it to you." She also said at the time she wasn't fully aware of the recovery time and the mental strain that it would put on her, and she claims her surgeon left this out on purpose. She went on to have some of the work reversed, but mostly maintains her current look. Number 7. Courtney Cox. If you take a look at the photos of the Friends star from back in the 90s and compare it to now, it's easy to see that she has undergone a whole range of different procedures. But unlike most celebrities, Courtney Cox has been completely completely open about the cosmetic procedures that she's had done to her face. The 58-year-old star confessed even though she thought she had undergone far too much at one point, looking completely unrecognizable. When she was asked about her fillers, she said, quote, "You have no idea because it's gradual until you go, oh, this doesn't look right, and it's worse in pictures than in real life," telling New Beauty magazine in 2017 that she gradually realized fillers were not her friend. Courtney explained that she gradually became addicted to surgery and was taking advice from the wrong people. Quote, "Well, what would end up happening is that you would go to a doctor who would say, you look great, but what would help is a little injection here or filler there." And she said she didn't realize how she looked until her friend looked at her face and said, "Whoa, no more." Number 6. John Travolta. He's been a total heartthrob since the 1970s with his breakout role in Grease. Some of his most famous work includes Get Shorty, Saturday Night Fever, and Pulp Fiction. Not to mention the fact that he's also a pilot and has even built his own landing strip at one of his tropical properties. But the 68-year-old's face has definitely evolved over the years, and to this day he continues to go under the knife, all to try and maintain his youthful appearance. But although Travolta has never admitted to having plastic surgery, the actor surprised fans with what looked like the aftermath of too much plastic surgery after appearing in the series The People vs. O.J. Simpson. In fact, fans were convinced that Travolta had some work done to his face and it all went wrong. But he has not commented on the speculations. So what's the real deal? Well, no one truly knows what he has or hasn't had done or why he looks so different, but many fans have commented on his frozen face and saying that he has taken surgery a little too far. But let's not forget, actors do have a heavy pressure to maintain their looks and appear perfect all the time. Number 5. Vicki Gunvalson. The Real Housewives of Orange County star has never been shy about the multiple facial procedures she's gotten over the years. In July 2018, Gunvalson told US Weekly that the eyelid blepharoplasty and facelift she had just gotten would be her last procedures. She also opened up about the various fillers that she had gotten done and admitted that it made her look drastically different. "I had a lot of fillers in my face and I didn't feel like it was me anymore. I had too many doctors, too many different times say, let's do this, let's do that, let's fill here." Vicki said that by the time she was done, she looked in the mirror and realized that she no longer looked anything like herself. But what's really upsetting is that she admitted that being called Miss Piggy by her co-star Slade Smiley was what really led her to get all the plastic surgery, which also included a nose job and a chin implant. She confessed in 2012 that she's always felt like she wasn't pretty enough, and that although she's taken a year to fully heal from the procedures, it didn't change her on the inside. Number 4. Cardi B. The singer is super open about a lot of aspects of her personal life, including her plastic surgery past. The singer is super open about a lot of aspects of her personal life, including her plastic surgery past and things she has gotten done that bordered on the dangerous. So after she welcomed her daughter Culture in July of 2018, she revealed that she has gotten a breast lift and liposuction. Although she did receive a huge amount of criticism from fans, she decided to defend her decision on Instagram Live. Quote, "Listen, I do whatever the F I want to do with my body. I don't have the time of day like you do. My job as an entertainer is a 24-hour job." She went on to say that she simply doesn't have the time to work out, and there were specific things about herself that would not change no matter how hard she hit the gym. Quote, "Like my boobs, no matter how much I work out, they were not going to lift themselves." People were upset that a celebrity of her stature said that she didn't have as much time on her hands as regular people, but the honesty was refreshing. But she was forced to cancel several shows due to health complications from surgery. In fact, Cardi revealed that she had once gotten illegal butt injections and realized how risky it was when looking back on it. Number 3. Sharon Osbourne. The former The Talk panelist is no stranger to plastic surgery, and it really seemed to work out for her over the years, considering her appearance was never really altered too drastically. But all that changed in late 2021, when she got a facelift that, in her own words, ended up making her look like a cyclops. Quote, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies that they wrap with bandages." She told the Sunday Times that the whole thing hurt like hell, but what was even worse is that the pain never really paid off. Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous, and she even told the surgeon, quote, "You've got to be effing joking. One of my eyes was different than the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. All I need is a hunchback." It sounds funny, but it would have been a nightmare. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was totally against the results. Fortunately, she was able to undergo reconstructive work, and she's now a lot more satisfied with her appearance. Number 2. Linda Evangelista. The Canadian fashion model was undoubtedly one of the top supermodels from the 90s, and is regarded as one of the most accomplished and influential models of all times. In fact, she's been featured on over 700 magazine covers. But Linda hasn't really been in the public very much in the last 5 years or so, and fans recently found out why. In September last year, she took to Instagram and revealed that she had undergone cool sculpting treatment to her face, which she says left her unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused fat cells in her face to multiply. Quote, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured." She went on to say that the procedure actually did the opposite of what it was promised. In fact, what happened to her was a rare but serious side effect of cool sculpting, and the model said the treatment not only destroyed her livelihood, but sent her into a cycle of deep depression, profound sadness, and the lowest depths of self-loathing, which is extremely sad when you consider just how much it would have affected her self-esteem. Number 1. Donatella Versace. We all know Donatella Versace as a fashion designer and the vice president of one of the best known Italian fashion houses. But there's also something else that even people who aren't interested in fashion know her for. She's a huge fan of plastic surgery. And yes, she tops the list because of how far she went with her various procedures. It's possible that the 67-year-old first went under the knife just to enhance what nature gave her. If you look at her old photos, it's pretty obvious that her face has undergone a lot of changes. Many people believe that she underwent too many of those plastic surgery procedures, possibly to correct the mistakes in each of those previous surgeries. There's been speculation that her facelift has been done to an extreme, pointing out the fact that she does seem to have a bit of a frozen look and is unable to make different facial expressions. She allegedly had lip augmentation, cheek implants, liposuction, and various other procedures. Conclusively, many have referred to Donatella as a very extreme example of plastic surgery, because there's nothing subtle about the work she's had done. But the truth is, it probably had a lot to do with societal expectations and the pressure to maintain the image of her brand Versace.
In at number 10, Christian Bale. Christian Bale is known for his intense dedication to his roles, and he's been known to physically transform many times to support his performances, the most notable of which saw him lose 62 pounds in 4 months for his role in The Machinist. When he got the part of Patrick Bateman in American Psycho, he decided to get plastic surgery to look perfect. Although he liked the look of them, Bale felt that his teeth were not right for the character, so he had them changed before filming. He told The Guardian in 2000, quote, "I liked my old teeth, I have a molding of them on my shelf, but with Patrick Bateman, his physicality is much more important than with most characters. I looked at myself in the mirror and it just wasn't right. I was warned that if I got caps I could get a lisp, and you might still be able to tell in a close-up. So I thought, I like my teeth, but I'm not so attached to them that I'm going to ruin this whole movie because I refuse to get them done." So even though there was no actual reason to do so, Bale got the painful process of getting his teeth redone. In at number 9, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise shocked fans recently when he stepped out looking more puffy than ever, but after a close investigation, it's clear that there have been subtle changes in Cruise's appearance for years now. It's long been rumored that he had a nose job early in his career, but in 2012 he told Playboy, quote, "I haven't and never would." Although his good friend, Cuba Gooding Jr., put some cracks in that statement when he later insisted that Tom Cruise absolutely had work done. Cuba told a US TV show, quote, "I don't know what he's had done, but I remember I surprised him at his house one day and he had all of those dots all over his face. These dots are common for facial procedures so doctors can map out what exactly they want to do to the face. However, there is a chance that he had a consultation done, but never went through with the work." Then more recently at a baseball game, his face looked very full and puffy. Since it didn't look like he gained weight in an appearance later that month, it's clear he got some sort of Botox and filler. And at number 8, Howard Stern. Even though Howard Stern's voice is his main asset, he still decided to go under the knife to improve his looks. In the 90s, he felt he was the king of all media, not just radio, and felt he should invest in himself by amping up his appearance. He chose to invest in himself, undergoing a rhinoplasty to remove the bump on his nose, and liposuction to diminish the fat under his chin.
He's only admitted to those 2 procedures, but it's been rumored that he's had much more done, maybe even a facelift. Either way, he looks great for his age, so whatever he's done has worked. In at number 7, Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons has been rocking with the band Kiss for decades, and obviously that kind of lifestyle is bound to take a toll on the body. Simmons claimed to have never gotten drunk or high in his career, and so he's actually in better shape than most. But as he got older, he decided it was time to change things up, and thankfully he has shared the work he's had done with the public. In 2007, he and partner Shannon Tweed openly got his and hers facelifts. It's also been reported that he's gotten Botox and even eyelid surgery, which is another common anti-aging procedure. Although he's gotten some work done, Simmons says he does not recommend any of his fans to get work done. He said, quote, "I don't recommend anything that I've had done to anyone. Just because I order something off the menu doesn't mean you should. Order whatever makes you happy. Everybody's journey should be a personal choice." In at number 6, Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone is one of those celebrities that have been frozen in time. No matter how many years passes, he still looks as good as ever. Despite recently turning 75, he truly does not look a day over 50. Because of this, many fans assume he's had some subtle work done, and they would be right. But probably not the type of work that you might expect. Stallone was born with a health condition that destroyed the nerves on the left side of his face. To fix these, he went under the knife many times to make his face symmetrical, but the surgeries were never able to fix it entirely, and he was known to be photographed on his right side so it was less noticeable. As he got older, the issue came back, and he tried to fix it once again with a facelift. Stallone spoke about his surgery to People, saying, quote, "People see this scar and think I've had a facelift. What they don't notice is that I don't have a scar over here by my right ear. What do they think? That I could only afford to do half of my face? Sure, why not do it? You have bodywork done on your car." Although he's owned up to the facelift, fans speculated that he must have had more work done to look so good. Halfway at number 5, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This one was definitely the most shocking to me, although I guess it's safe to assume the world's highest paid actor would spruce up his looks if he felt he needed to. Although Johnson has not gotten the traditional procedures of Botox or a nose job, or at least he isn't admitting to getting those. Since The Rock trained so much, he's put in a ton of work to get his rock-hard physique. He encountered a common issue called gynecomastia. It is a condition that results in the enlargement of the male chest through fatty deposits. So basically he developed man boobs. Since that was not the most appealing thing on screen, The Rock decided to have gynecomastia reduction surgery, which removed the excess fat from his breasts. Johnson was totally open and upfront about the surgery and his aesthetic motivations. And at number 4, Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is known for his famous scowl, which I guess adds quite a few wrinkles to the celebrity chef's face. After years of being pressured to make a change in his appearance, he finally went through with it and got some work done. Apparently his good friend Simon Cowell encouraged it, but his kids making fun of his wrinkles was the last straw. When talking about the procedure, he said, quote, "I've got 4 children, and they'd say, 'Dad, why do you have so many wrinkles on your face when Clementine's daddy has no wrinkles?' Then another time he said, quote, 'I woke up in the morning and Matilda, my daughter, was trying to squeeze pound coins in there.'" Poor man. In the end, he opted for laser surgery rather than Botox. However, he's since been suspected of getting everything from facelifts to hair transplants. He later stated he was never getting another procedure again. His kid was putting coins in his face. And at number 3, MGK hair transplant. This one is a little known procedure, but it made a huge difference in MGK's appearance. Back in the day, Coulson used to speak about his thin hair, and he consulted with his hairstylist to come up with ways that he could make his hair look thicker. Apparently, the stylist told him the best thing was to get a hair transplant. We aren't sure when exactly the change took place, but looking back on his old photos versus now, there's a massive difference. Before, his hair was a lot thinner and his hairline was farther back on his forehead. It looks like he underwent a hair transplant procedure where a plastic surgeon took hair from another part of the body and put it on his head. This process can take 3 to 10 sessions, which must be done months apart, according to Healthline. Each session costs from $4,000 to $15,000. And at number 2, Jeff Bezos. Since becoming the richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos has clearly taken more of an interest in his looks, and it's clear that he's gotten some work done. Shortly before he went to space with his crew, it was clear he had recently made a big change for the day. Dr. Corey L. Hartman, a dermatologist in Alabama, told the Daily Beast, quote, "It's such a drastic change." To poke fun at the change, Hartman posted to Instagram saying, quote, "We see you, Jeff. Next time get the filler a month earlier so that the swelling has time to die down. Keeps people like me out of your business." In general, his face looks more plump and even more swollen. The most noticeable change is his smoother skin and plumper lips. It's been speculated that he got Botox in his forehead, potentially a small facelift, or filler in his cheeks, then filler in his lips. And finally, number 1, Elon Musk. Doctors are convinced that the billionaire Tesla owner got a hair transplant at some point in his career. When we look back at old photos of him when he was in his 20s, it's clear that his hair was thinning a lot, and he was even balding on a large portion of his head. Now it's completely the opposite, and his hair is very thick. Since it is impossible for hair to grow back after falling out, doctors are certain that he got the hair transplant. Hair loss can be delayed or prevented with the use of special or proper treatment, but hair cannot regrow without an operation. Since he's become a more prominent figure in mainstream media, it makes sense that he would want to look his best and portray an image of being younger than he actually is.
At number 10, Amanda Lepore. American model and socialite Amanda Lepore is one person who isn't shy at all about the plastic surgery procedures that she has had and how much she's changed with each surgery. The transgender model, performer, and now author, who made a name for herself in Hollywood by just being herself, altered a lot of her body over the years, and she's even claimed to have the most expensive body on earth due to all of her surgeries. She's written and talked about all of the procedures that she's had done, and because it is such a long list, you can see how her looks have evolved so much over the years. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. She even got botched ones when she got silicone lip injections because she got too much filler and her lips got way too big for her liking and she looked so different. Because she said that she got them done about 20 times and went a little overboard, she had to get them reduced because they just got way too big. She's happy with the way that she looks and she likes to evolve her appearance, so I love that for her. I really do.
And at number 9, Jessica Simpson. Throughout her career, Jessica Simpson has changed a lot, at some points looking unrecognizable from her former self. Many credited the change in her appearance to simple weight gain, while others speculated she got cosmetic work done. Well, she just exposed the truth on Instagram, revealing that she was suffering with alcoholism that caused a dramatic change in her appearance. In the long caption, she describes how she looked unrecognizable during her battle with alcoholism. In the photo, her face looks incredibly puffy and inflamed. She explained the photo was from 2017 at the height of her addiction. She said in part, quote, "This person in the early morning of November 1st is an unrecognizable version of myself. I had so much self-discovery to unlock and explore." Jessica also admitted in her 2020 memoir called Open Book that she had 2 tummy tucks in 2015 to get rid of loose skin from back-to-back pregnancies. She got an infection after the second procedure and was in the hospital for 9 days to recover.
At number 8, Farrah Abraham. Teen Mom star Farrah Abraham has been pretty open about her cosmetic procedures and has been under the knife a number of times, but it just takes that one horrible moment to make you rethink all of your plastic surgery choices. You might have seen the infamous photo of Farrah Abraham's botched lip procedure, where she looks nothing like herself. But let me tell you how she got in that mess in the first place. In 2015, the reality star opened up in an interview where she spoke out about how she had a negative experience when she went under the knife for an experimental lip implant procedure. Farrah said that when she got the procedure done, she knew right away that something wasn't right when the anesthesia wasn't working for her. She didn't think too much of it at the time, but as it would turn out, she should have said something to the doctor sooner. After the procedure was done and the implant was put in, that's when things went from bad to worse. Turns out Farrah had a really intense reaction to something during the procedure that caused her lip to swell up like crazy, leading to those crazy photos. Luckily, she was able to get things sorted out and her lip went back to normal, but she did say that it was a really scary experience for her and she thought that she would never look like herself again.
And at number 7, Christina Aguilera. In 2018, Christina stepped out with an entirely new appearance, which got fans talking. Her face looked very puffy and swollen, possibly from getting too much filler. Surgeons and fans had tons of reactions to her new look. One plastic surgeon said, quote, "Christina may have the appearance of fuller cheeks due to increased volume from fillers such as Voluma or Restylane." Another said, "I believe that Christina's puffiness can be attributed to overfilled facial fillers like Belly Fill or Voluma. She probably tried to fill out any wrinkles and give her face some youthful fullness." Her lips are also fuller, most likely from lip fillers. In 2015, it was also reported that Christina got a nose job. One surgeon said that he believes her doctor used cartilage to rebuild her nose after her first nose job was botched.
At number 6, Justin Jedlicka. Justin Jessica, also known as the real-life Ken doll, got famous because he was on the show Botched and became a fan favorite, so obviously I had to include him in this list. Justin became famous because of his exaggerated looks because he made it his life's mission to become a real-life Ken doll. For him, the more plastic he looks, the better. Obviously, Justin wasn't born looking the way he does now, and if you look at old pictures of him, you can really see how drastically different he looks. Justin was on the show Botched very early on in the show's first season, making his debut in the series' first episode. He said that he's received about 1,000 surgeries to achieve the look that he has now, and there's no sign of stopping his transformation anytime soon. Justin said that he became obsessed with his appearance after growing up watching the show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and recalling that everyone on that show had plastic surgery. To him, he believed that this lifestyle meant that you were successful, and so he's made it his mission to look like an unrecognizable plastic doll.
Halfway at number 5, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson first gained fame through the Jackson 5 as a child, and as he grew up he started to look unrecognizable from his child self. At some point his appearance changed so much, it was clear that he was undergoing plastic surgery. Much of it was deemed botched by the general public. It's rumored that he underwent countless nose jobs as well as skin bleaching. However, Jackson claimed to have vitiligo, and that's why his skin lightened over time. When asked about his nose job, Jackson told Martin Bashir, quote, "I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helps me breathe better so I can hit higher notes. I've had 2 nose jobs as I can remember." However, many plastic surgeons speculate he had far more than 2 nose jobs and that he developed nasal cripples due to the lack of tissue to breathe through.
At number 4, Jamie Lee Curtis. You wouldn't really guess it, but at one point, Jamie Lee Curtis got plastic surgery and she ended up looking a little unrecognizable. The actress opened up about a procedure she had received before shooting a movie where she got the fat taken out from underneath her eyes because she said that she was looking a little puffy. Well, it turns out that she got a little botched and her looks weren't too great because when she got to set to start filming the movie, the cameraman actually said that he couldn't shoot her anymore because her face looked so different. Jamie recalled feeling super embarrassed because she had just changed her looks too much. She also said that she was unaware of the fact that when you take fat from one area of your body, it, quote, comes back in another place. Jamie took this botched experience as a learning moment and never tried a procedure like that again.
And at number 3, Ariel Winter. Ariel gained notoriety as a teen star acting on Modern Family. Since leaving the show, her look has gotten incredibly mature, and many think this isn't solely from genetics. On one Instagram post, fans were calling out Ariel for changing, saying that they liked how she looked before plastic surgery. Ariel was so offended by the comment that she actually responded to it, saying, quote, "I appreciate you wanting to help girls love themselves the way they are, but you're also kinda cutting someone, me, down, which isn't what I think you were trying to do. I also didn't get plastic surgery. That's also not being supportive of women if you're just assuming something about the way they look." She's been open about getting a breast reduction in 2015, but many think she is lying and had more procedures. It's also been speculated she receives lip filler along with getting a small nose job.
At number 2, Barry Manilow. Some celebrities aren't shy about the work they've had done, and others go to great lengths to hide it. One celebrity who has continuously denied their plastic surgery is singer Barry Manilow, because even though there's been a lot of proof to indicate he's had work done, and the fact that he looks unrecognizable after all of those procedures, he still claims to be all natural. In an interview, Barry claimed to have only undergone surgeries and treatments for his health, like getting hip surgery and receiving steroid shots, but judging by the way that he looks nowadays, a lot of people aren't buying that and have pretty much revealed that he's been lying about getting work done for cosmetic purposes. It's been reported that over the years, Barry has undergone several procedures, including having had 3 facelifts and eyelid surgery. There are even photos of Barry from 2003 showing him leaving the plastic surgeon's office in Beverly Hills. In the photos, he's seen wrapped up in bandages while wearing a disguise of sunglasses and a blonde wig in order to avoid being recognized. But we all know that it's him. He's not fooling anyone.
And finally at number 1, Celine Dion. In 2018, following the passing of her longtime husband, sources say that Celine tried to improve her look with cosmetic procedures, but the procedures were botched and she looked nothing like herself. The source said, quote, "She totally lost her looks and is unrecognizable. The word is she went under the knife to try and give herself a fresh start, but whatever she's done, it clearly hasn't turned out very well." One plastic surgeon who did not treat Celine, Dr. Dave David, noted the changes are so drastic he wouldn't recognize her if he saw her out. Quote, "She looks terrible, haggard, and homely. The doctor believes she had a nose job, fillers in her cheeks and under the eyes, Botox in her upper lip, and had her eyebrows thinned and lightened. And it's not a stretch to assume Celine had some procedures done, as she revealed in the past that she is open to receiving facial filler."
At number 10, Carrot Top. American comedian Carrot Top is pretty well known for his signature looks. With his bright orange hair and crazy expressions, no one can mistake him, that's for sure. However, over the years there's been speculation that the comedian has undergone a few cosmetic surgeries that have him looking a little different, some saying that he's actually been botched, but the overall consensus is that he looks pretty unrecognizable. Though he's denied ever having received plastic surgery and mostly credits his looks to his gym habits, there are others out there who think that there's something a little artificial that the comedian has been hiding from his fans, because though his body is different from working out, his face has been altered as well. It is believed that the comedian has received an eyebrow lift, Botox injections, lip filler, and laser peels, which many people see as the reasons his freckles are less evident. Because of the fillers and lifts, a lot of people think his face has been left looking a little too stiff and a little too fake.
In at number 9, Lara Flynn Boyle. Boyle was stunning in the 90s when she acted on shows like Twin Peaks and The Practice, but in the early 2000s her look started changing drastically, specifically her lips. Over time her face started to look very unnatural and nobody wanted to cast her anymore. Boyle commented before her procedures that she was scared of aging as she knew she would lose work, but her botched procedures are what have actually blacklisted her from the industry. In 2010, Paul S. Nassif told the Daily Mail, quote, "Lara Flynn Boyle appears to have had a rhinoplasty, lip augmentation, Botox, facial fillers, and possibly a brow lift and facelift," also saying she should refrain from any more procedures. Another plastic surgeon agreed, telling the outlet that she had gone overboard with the fillers for her cheeks and lips.
At number 8, Jocelyn Wildenstein. When you look up the most drastic celebrity appearances, a photo of Jocelyn Wildenstein will no doubt appear in your search. Her looks are a prime example of someone taking plastic surgery too far and looking nothing like they did before. Though she was a model back in the day, too much plastic surgery has altered her appearance forever, to the point where she's mostly plastic, mostly botched, and looks like a completely different person. Jocelyn apparently started changing her appearance to make her husband happy, and she even modeled her look after big cats because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet, and she said that she thought that the big cat's eyes were so perfect she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went too far with her look. Over the years she's gotten surgery on her eyes to make them look more cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's loved looking nothing like how she did before all of the surgery, with her entire face being remade into something completely new and unnatural. Even though her appearance is quite drastic, Jocelyn has said that she's not done altering her looks.
In at number 7, Courtney Love. Courtney Love has admitted to having 3 major procedures to change her looks, but unfortunately she hasn't been happy with any of them. The first procedure was a liposuction on her butt. She claimed that it actually ruined her figure, and she discouraged anyone else from getting it done. She also had a mouth enhancement, which she wasn't happy with either. She said after the procedure, quote, "I just want the mouth that God gave me back. It was perfectly cute and I had nice big lips." The last procedure she has admitted to was a nose job, although after the original procedure, she ended up getting it corrected because she didn't like it, even calling it a quote little beak at one point. All this aside, Courtney looks very beautiful now, although it's clear she looks vastly different than her natural self.
At number 6, Dana Delaney. Getting Botox is a pretty common thing these days. Getting injectables seems to be the newest trend, probably because it's one of the least invasive plastic surgery procedures that you can receive. But just because it's not considered a major procedure, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's no risk, and Desperate Housewives actress Dana Delaney can tell you all about it. Dana opened up about one of the worst procedures that she's received that completely changed her face. In 2003, Dana decided to go in and receive some Botox injections after her dermatologist convinced her to try it out, and when she went in for the procedure, things went horribly wrong when the doctor performing the procedure injected the needle into the wrong place in her forehead and actually caused quite a bit of damage. When he injected the syringe into her forehead, the needle ended up striking a nerve. This then created a huge hematoma, and it actually ended up killing the nerve that was struck. Unfortunately for Dana, this mistake was pretty serious because it ended up affecting the muscle in her right eye, which caused her eye to begin to droop down slightly. Dana spoke out about the experience saying, quote, "I noticed it more than anybody else, but I was symmetrical before and now I'm not." End quote. This made her look pretty unrecognizable since it literally changed the symmetry of her face.
Halfway at number 5, Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid was voted the most beautiful person in the world at one point, but it's hard to believe she's all natural. Bella never talks about the work she's had done, but from before and after pictures it's clear that she's had a lot of enhancements. During a 2018 interview, she responded to comments about her plastic surgery, saying, quote, "People think I got all this surgery or did this or that, and you know what? We can do a scan of my face, darling. I'm scared of putting fillers into my lips. I wouldn't want to mess up my face." But with the before and afters that we have, it's hard to claim that it's all puberty. The most common surgeries that have been rumored are a nose job, cat eye, eyebrow lift, and either fillers or surgery to sharpen her face.
At number 4, Priscilla Presley. This is by far the worst plastic surgery story out there because not only did Priscilla end up botched, but she also drastically changed her looks. Priscilla Presley, the wife of the late Elvis Presley, suffered through a plastic surgery nightmare when she went in to receive injectables from a very unreliable source. Priscilla had begun dabbling in plastic surgery, undergoing a few procedures such as injections and facelifts, but when she fell victim to an unlicensed cosmetic surgeon, that's when things got really bad. This unlicensed professional gave Priscilla injections in her cheeks and used products and techniques that were unapproved. To make matters worse, it turned out that the silicone that this so-called doctor used on Priscilla was not medical grade and was instead a substance similar to that which mechanics use for car parts. Thankfully, Priscilla got justice against this doctor, and the individual who performed these procedures got jail time, but sadly Priscilla as well as a handful of other people were left as botched victims of this mad doctor, and Priscilla's looks were never the same.
And at number 3, LaToya Jackson. LaToya Jackson has had major plastic surgery over the years. It's to a point that her past self is completely unrecognizable. The most noticeable procedure LaToya's had is a nose job. It was reported in 2017 that she was allegedly one nose job away from completely losing her nose. Experts say that the outer flare of her nostrils have been overly narrowed to a point of near disappearance. Another doctor even claimed that every surgery that LaToya gets in the future carries the risk of her face collapsing due to all the damage from past procedures. Her skin tone is also much lighter than before, and it's rumored that she has bleached her skin.
At number 2, Mickey Rourke. For a long time, people have made some pretty harsh comments about Mickey Rourke's face. In his early career, he was praised for having a baby face and boyish charm, but now, not so much. A lot of people believe that he doesn't look anything like he used to, and a lot of that has to do with his botched plastic surgery. Mickey has spoken out about his altered appearance, saying that boxing is really what caused things to go downhill for him. Because he went in for reconstructive surgery from things that had been damaged through boxing, his face has never been the same. Speaking further on this, Mickey said, quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice, I had 5 operations on my nose, and 1 on a smashed cheekbone." End quote. If Mickey had gone to someone else for these procedures, maybe things would have been different.
And finally, number 1, Cardi B. Cardi B started out as a reality TV star and turned into a Grammy-winning rapper. Since she's been in the spotlight for so long, it's clear she's gone under the knife to change how she looks. She's not hiding it either. Cardi often talks about her surgeries. She was even forced to put some of her concerts on hold to recover from plastic surgery. She had complications from liposuction and was still in the process of recovering from breast implants, so her feet started to swell uncontrollably, making her unable to perform. When critics called her lazy for getting the lipo, she said she doesn't have time to work out. Cardi has also gotten implants in her butt to give her an hourglass figure, and it's speculated that she's gotten some Botox and filler as well.
Number 10. Zac Efron. In the early years of the 2000s, Zac Efron made his mark as a young heartthrob after appearing in the first High School Musical movie. This movie launched his career, and it turned him into a bankable actor that was guaranteed to put people into seats. Now, he starred in a ton of films over the years in various genres. I personally saw this man act for the first time in the movie 17 Again, starring as the younger version of the late great Matthew Perry. Fun fact, Matthew Perry actually said that he wanted Zac to play him in a biopic about his life, and Zac said that that would be an honor. So maybe that'll be in the works soon. A lot of people have made comments about Zac's physique, mainly comments of concern. As time has gone by, his face has gotten a little puffier and his cheeks are more defined. He also got ripped and constantly looks like he's just pumping himself up with air before each set, but that's something else entirely. His face actually stems from an accident when he was still in his teens. He was running in his socks on a marble floor, he slipped and he smashed his face into a fountain. He was knocked out, and when he woke up, his chin bone was hanging off of his own face. Zach had to get surgery and take physical therapy to get back into shape, but he was also made to take medications and perform face exercises to rehabilitate his jaw. Now, while he was filming the show Down to Earth, he had to take time off and he was unable to do his exercises. This is why his face started to grow at a rapid rate. It was his masseter muscles, the ones that we use for chewing, and they started overcompensating for the other muscles that worked normally, so his face started to swell. His next film is what a lot of people are a little concerned about because he's about to play Kevin Von Erich, aka the Iron Claw, in a biopic about his life developed by the incredible company A24. He's got a bowl haircut and he looks swollen for this role. It looks like an incredible movie and I can't wait to check it out. Number 9. Miley Cyrus. Singer-songwriter Miley Cyrus is no stranger to the public glow-up, and she has changed her look a few times in the past few years. When she got her start in the acting world in Hannah Montana, she was young, wore pretty normal clothes, and by all appearances she was fine. However, a couple of years following the cancellation of Hannah Montana, Miley made her debut return to the music world, and she did it in nothing but her birthday suit on top of a wrecking ball. Yeah, I know this is an obvious look change, and we know now that this was literally Miley attempting to reinvent herself. She started wearing Lady Gaga-esque clothes, eccentric and wild. When she hosted the Video Music Awards, she wore metal clothes, bikinis, lots of outfits, each more lavish than the last. But the closer that we got to this year, the more that Miley seems to be regressing to her country girl looks. She let her hair grow out, she's slowed down with the loud and wild clothes, and has also toned it down in her personal life. Before, she was actually proud of her partying girl lifestyle and made it well known, but in recent years she's been appearing less and less in the media. Sometimes she pops up, but it's usually for tame stuff like appearing in Black Mirror or doing an interview where her raspy voice has become a meme. Number 8. Daniel Radcliffe. Yes, Dan was the little boy that had the massive weight on his shoulders, aka Harry Potter from the original film series. Dan literally grew up before our eyes. Harry Potter 1 versus Harry Potter 7 Part 2 is like night and day, but that's not where the glow up stopped. Over the years following Harry Potter, Dan did everything that he could to prove he was a versatile actor, able to exist in any genre. Dan starred in movies like Swiss Army Man, The Woman in Black, Horns, that was a weird one, and even the king of parodies himself, Weird Al Yankovic, in a biopic movie. Every time he is on screen, the movie just gets infinitely better. This year, fans were shocked at Dan's ripped physique after seeing him strip to his undergarments and go on a rampage in the season finale of Miracle Workers End Times. Dan was so ripped that fans immediately started fan casting him as the next Wolverine in the MCU. Now, I'd personally love to see this dude with claws on his fists just shredding people left and right, but Hugh Jackman is set to return as the character, although Daniel is definitely on Marvel's radar for something in the near future, hopefully. He is also just a wonderful example of someone who changed up their overall being, and it worked out very well. Number 7, Will Poulter. Before I say anything, can we just take a moment to appreciate this dude as a performer? I have seen Will appear in horror movies, comedies, actions, even TV dramas. He is such a good actor, and he honestly stole every scene that he was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Will has actually been very vocal about his feelings on people commenting on his glow up. Will makes the fair point that when people tell him how great he looks now, it's kind of like a backhanded compliment where they're saying, you were ugly but you're nice now. For a while, people were literally comparing him to the Toy Story villain Sid, which is just cruel. When we say they changed their looks, it's not just about physical traits. It's worth mentioning that Will got jacked for the role of Adam Warlock. In interviews, he called out the post that placed his character from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 next to Will's character from We're the Millers. Fun fact, there is a 10-year gap between those movies. Of course he looks different, he's an adult now. I doubt he's watching this, but hey, Will, buddy, you rock. The glow up is more than a physical thing. Will actually started acting when he was really young. He was in the third Chronicles of Narnia movie, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, but even before that, he was on a British variety series called School of Comedy, where the infamous Cry Me a River Berry video comes from. If you haven't, go watch that clip and just go watch his movies and appreciate him. He's a great guy. Number 6, Ethan Suplee. This one is for any fans of the show My Name is Earl. Ethan Suplee played the character Randy on the show, and he was a very important part of my childhood. Yes, I watched this show when I was like 8, and it was my favorite non-Disney show. For those who've never seen it, My Name is Earl follows a man named Earl, played by Jason Lee, as he attempts to wrong his rights in life after discovering the concept of karma. He realizes he's done nothing but bad things and believes it to be why his life is so terrible. In fact, he discovers karma while he's in the hospital because he was hit by a car only moments after winning $100,000 on a lottery scratcher. His brother, Randy, played by Ethan Suplee, lives with him and helps him along the way. Ethan is remembered for his comedic ability and, of course, his size. Ethan was a large man for a long time. In one of his first acting gigs as Louis in Remember the Titans, he was over 400 pounds, with his heaviest of all time sitting somewhere in the 530s. His weight loss journey is honestly an inspiration. Not only did he lose over 250 pounds, but he brought his body fat percentage down to 9%. By 2021, he was solid, but he claims that his weight loss was not what made him happy. It was just the fact that he achieved a goal. According to Suplee himself, he has gained and lost over 1,000 pounds throughout his entire life. These days, he is on a health diet, shredded, and an advocate for making changes in your life. I love this guy, and you should really check out his podcast, and My Name is Earl if you've never seen it. It's a great show. Number 5, Selena Gomez. Well, you know, everything is gonna be a breeze when the end will nope, wait, that's the theme song for Wizards of Waverly Place, I'm sorry. Selena Gomez is so much more than Alex Russo. She actually has over 100 acting credits under her belt, including her recent stint on the show Only Myemes in the Building on Disney+. Yeah, I can't say the actual title because it's She actually got her first big break in 2002 appearing on the show Barney and Friends, the show that taught me how to mix colors and make new ones. When you mix blue and yellow, it makes green. But of course, Selena was able to make her way to the top and leave her child acting days behind. As she got older and moved away from the world of Disney, her appearance shifted drastically. She originally appeared on red carpets in low-key outfits, but she started to wear more elaborate things the closer we got to 2023. Her face has also drastically changed, with her cheeks appearing to be more puffed out and presented than they used to be. Now, fans believe this is something to do with surgery that she might have received, and others think it's just time. Selena's never confirmed it, so speculate as much as you like. Number 4. Drake. If there is one man that has had a major glow up in this world, it is Drake. Now, when I say glow up, of course, once again, I'm not saying that he was an ugly guy that now looks good, okay? I am saying that this man went from shy and a little bit awkward to Toronto's greatest treasure, okay? Aubrey, aka Drake, got his start in the acting world appearing on the TV show Degrassi as Jimmy Brooks. As the series went on, he appeared just more and more comfortable in his position, but of course, it was when he started doing music full time that he actually glue up. He was able to wear the clothes he wanted, go wherever he wanted, and basically just do anything. Side by sides of Drake from his final Degrassi days compared to now just show how comfortable this dude has become. He looks happy, and I know for a fact that he's having a lot of fun whenever he's on stage. I saw Backstreet Boys last year and Drake just showed up to sing. It was very cool, and he was just stoked to be there with the Backstreet Boys. Number 3, Justin Timberlake. Justin has had some looks in the past. While he was still in his boy band NSYNC, he was spotted sporting a few different ensembles, but the theme is that Justin used to think he was a basketball player or something, and by that I mean he would appear places wearing full-on tracksuits. Sometimes he had jerseys on, he wore basketball shorts, and of course, comfy running shoes. That's not exclusive to basketball players, they're just the best shoes to wear when you want to relax for some reason. At one point in the early 2000s, Justin even cornrowed his hair because, well, I don't know why he did that. It looked weird and he even regretted it. It wasn't until the 2010s that Justin started appearing at award ceremonies and out in public wearing suits and fancy shirts and pants. Can you tell I know nothing about fashion? As we get closer to this year and Justin made more money, he has regressed a bit back to his big comfy clothes that sometimes don't fit. And I'm sorry, but when his hair was blonde, he looked like a man wearing a piece of popcorn as a hat. Number 2, Chris Pratt. Chris is best known these days as Star-Lord in the MCU or the Raptor trainer Owen Grady in the Jurassic World franchise. But before he was a Hollywood heavyweight, he was a TV funny man, playing the character of Andy Dwyer on the mockumentary series Parks and Recreation. Andy was hilarious, and when his character and Aubrey Plaza got together, they were the ultimate chaotic good that we need in this world. In 2014, Chris was tapped to play the character Star-Lord for the first time, and he made a drastic change in his day-to-day life. Chris underwent the Marvel diet / training regimen, and he lost a ton of weight. In the first Guardians movies, you were shocked just to see how shredded Andy had become. He's since maintained his look, and he has appeared in a lot more action movies than his early career days. So, good for him. And at number 1, every Kardashian. Taking the top spot on this list is the collective Kardashian crew, because I couldn't pick just one. Kylie, Kendall, Kim, Kourtney, and Khloe Kardashian are the definition of people who have changed their looks. Not only have the majority of them received some kind of plastic surgery in one form or another, but they've also changed the clothes that they wear. At first, in the early 2000s, it was shirts and jeans, and now it's bodysuits and latex. There is not much to say beyond that they've completely changed their style several times over the years, and their faces as well.
At number 10, Amanda Lepore. I love unapologetic people. I find it so refreshing when people are truly themselves and aren't afraid to hide anything, and I think that's what I like the most about Amanda Lepore. Amanda Lepore is a transgender model, performer, and now author who made a name for herself in Hollywood just by being herself. She's known for having a very signature look, and she's basically become a living Barbie doll. Much of Amanda's body has been altered over the years, as she claims to have the most expensive body on the planet due to all of her surgeries. It's not clear how much she spent exactly, but judging by how she looks and the fact that she's been calling her body the most expensive on earth, I think it's safe to say that she's invested a lot of money into herself. She's written and talked about all the procedures that she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. Amanda prides herself on being a living Barbie doll and really doesn't regret any of her procedures, even though they were all very expensive. At number 9, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner has gone through many transformations in her life. As you all probably know, Caitlyn is transgender, and her transition most likely set her back a pretty hefty amount. While we don't know the exact amount that she spent on her transition, I think it's safe to say that no amount of money even compares to the feeling of having your outside appearance match who you are on the inside. There have been some people out there who have really been curious to see exactly how much Caitlyn has spent on her plastic surgeries over the years, including her confirmation surgeries. It is estimated that Caitlyn has spent approximately $76,000 on her cosmetic surgeries. Between fillers, facelifts, and a handful of other procedures, a lot of money has been invested into Caitlyn's appearance, and the fact that she's dished out $76,000 on these kinds of things shows that she will go to great lengths to make herself look as perfect as she pleases. Again, it is a lot of money, but I can imagine for Caitlyn, it's worth every penny. Now, before I carry on with the list, I would like to take a moment to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also head on over to my gaming channel, Viper Girl, if you're interested in gaming content. I've got lots of fun things going on over there, so go check it out and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Justin Jedlicka. Imagine spending over $1 million on yourself, and I don't mean shelling out $1 million on clothes, shoes, and a nice car. Justin Jedlicka, known as the real-life Ken doll, got famous because he received so many plastic surgeries and has spent so much money achieving his goal of becoming a real-life Ken doll. For him, the more plastic he looks, the better, and really that is the exact goal. Justin was on the show Botched very early on in the show's first season, making his debut in the series' first episode. He said that he's received over 1,000 surgeries to achieve the look that he has now, and there's no sign of him stopping his transformation anytime soon. As for how much he spent, well, there's no exact number since his procedures are always happening, but Justin has said that he's invested over $1 million into his looks. Could you imagine spending all that money on plastic surgery? And would you guys ever do something like this? Let me know down in the comments. At number 7, Jocelyn Wildenstein. Imagine spending millions of dollars to look like a cat. Just sit with that one for a second and let that process. Yes, one of the most dramatic celebrity appearances, which comes from socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein, was modeled after a cat and cost over $4 million. Jocelyn started her plastic surgery journey when she decided to get work done to look like a cat because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and recalled that the big cat's eyes were just so perfect, and so she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went a little too far with her look and she's been left looking pretty botched, which is unfortunate seeing how she invested so much money into her looks. What makes this even crazier though is the fact that she claims that she's not done getting plastic surgery, so she's willing to spend even more money on her appearance. At number 6, Donatella Versace. I've talked about Donatella Versace and her plastic surgery a fair bit on this channel. We know how she looks following getting plastic surgery, we know what procedures she's had done, and we know that the results haven't been the greatest. Sometimes going plastic just makes things worse rather than better. But one more question regarding her plastic surgery remains, and that is, how much did it all cost? Well, though there's no exact amount, it is believed that Donatella has spent over $25,000 on trying to improve and maintain her appearance. That is a lot of money, but when you think about the results that she's been left with, it makes that high cost so much worse. She's mostly received facelifts over the years, so to think that she's dropped so much money to only go back and get more work done because the effects didn't last is actually kind of sad. At number 5, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner is one of those celebrities who's considered a trendsetter. Whenever she steps out with a new piece of clothing or a new hairstyle, people just want to be like her and copy her. Because she's a trendsetter, there's pressure to look perfect all the time, and this is where cosmetic surgery came to play in her life. The one procedure that she's known for having is lip fillers. She became the it girl when it came to the big lip trend, and it even got so intense that people were trying to imitate her large lips by creating the dangerous Kylie Jenner lip challenge. On top of her lip filler, there has been speculation and theories thrown around about what other procedures she's had done. Though she's only admitted to getting fillers, it is also believed that she's gotten work done to her body to achieve the curves that she has, like her Kardashian sisters. Now, because she's never admitted to getting anything done other than her lips, it's hard to say for sure exactly how much her appearance costs, but some people out there have crunched the numbers and estimate that Kylie has spent over $2 million on her plastic surgery transformations. Now that is a lot of lip kits. At number 4, Cher. Cher is really out here like she's never heard of the concept of time. This woman does not age at all, and it's honestly a little scary. Okay, I'm getting a little carried away, but you have to admit, she looks immaculate for a woman in her mid-70s, right? Well, other than her being the queen of everything, she's also invested a lot of money into herself and her looks in order to look as great as she does. Over the years, Cher has received a neck lift, multiple facelifts, cheek implants, breast augmentation, liposuction, Botox, other injectables, and lasers, but even after all of that, people still can't get over how good she looks. She's been able to get all of this work done to look younger, and yet she still doesn't look too plasticky. Well, I would expect nothing but perfection if I was Cher and spent over $1 million on plastic surgery. Yeah, it is a lot of money, but clearly it was money well spent. At number 3, Michael Jackson. The late Michael Jackson lived a hugely successful life, and he was known for a lot, from his music to his stage presence to his looks. Over the course of his career, Michael's appearance changed drastically when he got into plastic surgery. After going under the knife a few times, he was left looking nothing like his past self, and this took a lot of money to achieve. So much so that he ended up in debt because of it. It has been reported that Michael has spent over $1.5 million on plastic surgery. Some of the procedures Michael was known to have received include a nose job, skin lightening to match his vitiligo, as well as reshaping his jaw and altering his lips and eyes. In the end, his physical appearance changed drastically, but his talent remained the same, which is really the important thing here. At number 2, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag became a star when she was cast on the MTV show The Hills, and since she became a public figure, there was soon a lot of pressure to look a certain way in the industry. Looks are always considered as one of the things that keeps your career afloat, and so there's a lot of pressure to look perfect. Because of the insecurity she was experiencing, both from being a public figure and from her doctor, Heidi ended up going under the knife for 10 plastic surgery sessions in just one day. She got so much work done that the trauma was too much for her body to handle, and she actually flatlined for 1 minute while on the operating table. After all that, when she re-emerged with her new look, people criticized her heavily for it, and Heidi even saw parts of herself as botched. Now, I think the worst part about this whole mess is the fact that she spent so much money on this whole transformation. It is believed that Heidi spent around $10 million on her plastic surgery, and it was all for her just to say that she didn't like it and for the public to make nasty comments. If I spent that much money and I didn't come out with amazing results, I would have been so mad. And finally, at number 1, Kris Jenner. Everyone knows Kris Jenner as Hollywood's hardest working momager. She's been able to raise and manage her kids, helping them grow into the big stars that they are today. The Kardashians are all considered trendsetters when it comes to their looks, so obviously Kris had to join in on the fun, right? Like many of her kids, Kris has undergone a handful of cosmetic surgeries over the years, and she's also shelled out quite a bit of money for it as well. It's been reported that Kris has received a breast augmentation, chin lift, neck lift, facelift, lasers, Botox, and other injectables to create the ageless person that we see today. And all of this comes with a hefty price tag of $70,000. That's a lot of money to turn back time, but Kris looks pretty good and she clearly has the money to do it, so Who am I to judge? At number 10, Billie Eilish. People change up their looks all the time. For a lot of people, getting a fresh new hairstyle is a way to spice things up, but when it comes to celebrities switching things up, it can be a pretty big deal, especially if their fans were already used to their signature look. When Billie Eilish underwent a drastic hair transformation earlier this year, people absolutely lost their minds when she re-emerged with her new look because it was so different than what fans were already used to. In early April of this year, Billie showed off her new hair as she went from her signature black and neon green roots to a fresh new blonde color. According to the singer, this process of changing up her hair took her 6 weeks to accomplish because going blonde is no easy feat, no matter what the L'Oreal box dye tells you. Because the process was so tedious and took so long to achieve, there was clearly a time where she had to hide her in-between process, and it turns out Billie had actually been wearing a wig when going out, a little secret that she let her fans in on when she posted a TikTok of her lifting a black and green wig off her head. Fans were shocked to see this sudden transformation from Billie, but it just ushered in a new era in her life and career, so fans are certainly all in for this new look. At number 9, Mila Kunis. I think one of the most impressive things about actors is how many of them go so far to change their appearance in order to fit a role for a movie or series. We've covered a lot of celebrities who've changed their looks for their craft, but recently there's been another star to add to that list because not too long ago Mila Kunis shared a photo of herself in character for the film 4 Good Days, and let's just say this transformation is quite intense. The film follows Mila's character Molly, a woman battling a substance addiction, and her journey over 4 days as she tries to remain sober to qualify for a treatment that would help her in her recovery. In photos shared with the public, Mila looks nearly unrecognizable in character. She sports blonde hair with grown-out roots, and she looks frail with her face looking sunken in, with blemishes and other skin issues caused by the character's substance abuse. This is certainly one celebrity transformation that is very intense and leaves the actress looking nothing like herself. Now before I carry on with this list, I would like to take a moment to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you are enjoying it so far, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl to watch some new gaming content. I upload every day over there, so go check it out and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Zac Efron. Back in late April, Zac Efron's face was the talk of the town, and by the town I mean Twitter. People were speculating that the former Disney star had gotten some work done to his jawline after he recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking a little different. The lower half of his face was looking super puffy, almost like he had gotten some work done, and a lot of fans just didn't know what to think about this sudden transformation. The internet was debating whether or not he's gotten surgery, with some people chalking this all up to Zac simply getting wisdom tooth surgery, using that to explain all the puffiness, but others aren't so sure. One celebrity plastic surgeon addressed Zac Efron's speculation and said that it looks like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline. Others thought that maybe it was just a bee sting gone wrong, or a plethora of other theories to explain the swelling around his jawline. A few days after the speculation started, one of Zac's friends came out and shut down the rumors that the actor had gone under the knife, but they didn't really give any kind of explanation as to what was really going on there, so this celebrity transformation continues to be a mystery. At number 7, Seth Rogen. In another case of a celebrity transforming for a role, we have Seth Rogen and his insane new look for his part in the Hulu series Pam and Tommy. Seth, who's been cast as Rand Gauthier in the series, posted a photo of him in costume, and boy oh boy does he look different. He's looking pretty unrecognizable, and you really have to squint to find a glimpse of the real Seth in there. In photos he's posted, Seth is beardless and it's kind of weird. Whenever you picture the actor, you picture him with a full beard and glasses, but here he's got none of that going on. After the comments started flooding in under his post, fans started pointing out that they didn't even realize that it was Seth in the photo because of how different he looks thanks to this drastic transformation. I think it's safe to say that the production crew really nailed this character's look because oh boy is it something. At number 6, Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato has grown up so much this year. They've opened up about their mental health, substance abuse, and they even recently came out as non-binary. This journey to self-acceptance is a huge transformation already, but a lot of people have also been focused on Demi's physical transformations as well, more specifically their hair. Over the course of this year, Demi has changed up their hair a few times, and it just keeps getting more and more iconic. The first hair transformation that occurred this year was when Demi cut their hair into a pixie cut and dyed it a bubblegum pink kind of color. Then not too long after that, Demi changed things up again and cut their bangs super short and went back to dark hair. Now things have changed again, and now they're sporting a mullet. Yes, Mullets are making a comeback. Demi seems to be having a lot of fun using their looks to further express themselves, and I am all for it. Honestly, I can't wait to see what's next in store for Demi's looks. At number 5, Jeff Wittek. YouTuber Jeff Wittek has been through a lot over the last year or so, but no one really got an explanation as to what really happened until just recently. Last year, people watched as Jeff's appearance went through some kind of transformation. Some thought he got plastic surgery and got botched, and others just ridiculed him for how he looked, but what people didn't know is that Jeff was actually in a really bad accident that could have taken his life. Jeff finally opened up about the whole story behind his altered appearance and the things that he's been going through lately on his YouTube channel, where he posted a series of videos where he documented his accident and the recovery process afterwards. Online, he tried to downplay his injuries during the time before he revealed the truth. He's still recovering from the procedures he's undergone to repair his eye and the surrounding area, and now that people know what really happened, they've stopped making fun of his appearance, but for a while there, fans were making some pretty harsh comments, saying that he was no longer the hottest member of the vlog squad. On top of his injuries and alterations to his face, Jeff also opened up about how the recovery from his accident caused him to miss out on working out, and that this also altered his physical appearance. Really, Jeff has just changed a lot, not just physically, but also as a person, and I honestly wish him well. At number 4, Noah Centineo. When actors start altering their bodies to fit an upcoming movie or TV role, it's interesting to see how they change, but I think that the coolest transformations are from those who are preparing to play superheroes on the big screen. So many actors have documented their process of getting super jacked to fit their superhero character. People like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Brie Larson, and so many more have documented their process, and there's a new actor who's joining the club, and that's actor Noah Centineo. Noah has been seen gearing up to play Atom Smasher in the upcoming Black Adam film, and he's already transformed a lot. Noah has been posting his progress on social media, but people are really starting to see just how jacked he's getting. In a video posted to his Instagram by his trainer, Noah is seen getting his gains and looking like he could open a pickle jar no problem. When you compare the way he looks going into the Black Adam movie to his role in the Netflix movie series To All the Boys, you can see just how drastic this transformation really is. At number 3, Dwayne Johnson. Moving on from one superhero to another, we're talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and how he's also preparing his body to fit the role of Black Adam. Now, we all know that Dwayne is a muscular guy, always has been, but when you see just how ripped he is now for this movie, you will be shocked. Dwayne posted an image of his workout progress to his Instagram recently to show fans what he's been up to in terms of preparing for this role, and it is intense. In the post's caption, Dwayne talked about how he's been, quote, manipulating water, sodium, cardio, but also having to push and pull real iron to have dense, dry, detailed muscle, end quote. Don't know what any of that means, but if it's good for him, I guess it's okay. The actor also revealed that he's been pushing himself harder for this role than he ever has, saying that he's been, quote, extremely hard dieting, training, and conditioning. All I can say is that his thighs will in fact save lives in this upcoming film. At number 2, Naomi Campbell. Other than physical transformations like getting ready for a role or changing your hair, transformations can happen in your life as well, and this is what happened with Naomi Campbell as she recently became a new mom. Back in May, the supermodel took to Instagram and shared a cute photo announcing that she's welcomed a baby girl into her life, where she called her a, quote, beautiful blessing. In the caption of the photo of her holding her daughter's tiny feet, Naomi said, quote, so honored to have this gentle soul in my life. There are no words to describe the lifelong bond that I now share with you, my angel. There's no greater love, end quote. Just recently, she posted another photo of her new baby rocking tiny Gucci shoes on her Instagram story, but other than that, the public hasn't seen a photo of the baby's face, and we don't yet know their name either. What we do know is that she's clearly very loved and will live a very happy life. And finally, at number 1, Rebel Wilson. Weight loss is one of the most difficult journeys some people might experience. So being a public figure, you constantly have eyes on you and face judgment on your body as you go through this time. For Rebel Wilson, she's been pretty open about her weight loss journey, sharing her progress with her fans, and recently she's opened up about how things have changed for her after going on this journey. After going through this transformation, Rebel has said that she often gets treated differently now compared to before her weight loss. She commented on how before no one would give her a second look, but now random strangers will stop and glance or help her out if in need. Almost like she's been granted some kind of special privileges because she fits society's standards of beauty. Rebel has said that she thought she looked good at all sizes, but that it's interesting how other people seemingly changed to fit her transformation.
Starting off at list number 10 is Calvin Harris. The 35-year-old DJ is a stud nonetheless and has been flaunting his now famous muscles. But he didn't always look like he does now. He was once a young musician with a questionable taste in clothing and box-dyed hair. But throughout the last decade he has had a major transformation, which he says comes from being bullied when he was younger. Turns out he was bullied for his height. He is currently 6'5" and says that as a kid he was always the tallest person in the class. During an interview with The Sun, he said, "It was hard being the tallest person in the class, especially when you are a teenager. You want to keep your head down. You don't want people to look at you. It's only in the last 5 years that I have come to terms with the fact that I am a big, tall bastard." Obviously, his height hasn't changed, but his attitude has, and his more recent appearance. His wardrobe has upgraded. He's rocking the scruffy face and clean cut and colored hair, not to mention his new rockin' bod. He has been hitting the gym and it shows. At number 9 is Tom Hardy. This guy knows a thing or two when it comes to body transformations. He caked on pounds of muscle to play Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, and his Bane body has stuck with him since. He transformed himself entirely into one of the most physical and dominating villains of all time, adding over 30 pounds of muscle to his frame. And although he looks incredible, he's the first person to admit that the transformation wasn't easy. During an interview with the Daily Beast, he said, "I think you pay the price with any drastic physical changes. If I keep putting on weight, I will collapse like a house of cards under too much pressure." Probably true. His overall appearance changed with the role though. He got rid of all his facial hair, which drastically changes a guy's appearance, don't even lie. And he also rocked a bald head, which we weren't used to seeing on the actor. Regardless, he still looked like a babe. Apparently I'm just hitting on everyone on this list. Everyone on this list looks hot, apparently. Swiping the number 8 spot is Ariana Grande. Gotta be honest with you guys, looking back at old pictures of her, I would have never known that it was Ariana unless you told me. Before she was the pop sensation that we know her as today, she was starring as Kat Valentine on the Nickelodeon TV series Victorious. And boy did she look different. On the show she was rocking some bright red hair, which is enough to make her look completely different. But pictures have surfaced online when she was 16 years old and first auditioned for the show. She was rocking some eyeliner and her natural short brown hair. They dyed her hair for the show within the first 2 weeks because the producers didn't want the entire cast to be brunette. But even since her red hair days, she looks wildly different. Her lips are noticeably bigger, her hair is incredibly longer, and she is way more bronzed than ever before. People have actually accused the singer of blackfacing. After her Vogue cover was released earlier this year, people online said it looked like she was trying to represent a black woman. One Twitter user wrote, "Y'all remember when Ariana Grande wasn't performing blackface on The Daily? I mean, her appearance does look completely different than before, but I feel like accusing her of blackface is just a little too far. Like, I don't know if those are her intentions. What do you guys think? Is this a case of blackface? I want to hear from you. Tell me down in the comments." Coming into the number 7 spot is Jonah Hill. My brother had a serious glow up. I'm not being rude when I say that when he first came into Hollywood, he was a bigger guy. And because of his size, he was booking comedic roles that would fit both his size and personality. You know, like the fat friend. Not to be rude, it's just a fact. But he shocked everyone with his transformation in more recent years. Pictures started to surface online of him walking down the street and no one around him was even recognizing him. I don't blame them though. Honestly, if he walked by me looking like he does now, like, I wouldn't look twice. It wouldn't clue in and be like, oh my god, that's Jonah Hill, you know? The biggest transformation has been his weight. He first slimmed down for his role in 22 Jump Street back in 2014, but then he gained 40 pounds back for his 2016 role in War Dogs. His weight has fluctuated throughout the years, but he currently looks healthier than ever. But on top of the difference in his weight, he's also rocking some new glasses, a big bushy beard, and some arm tattoos. Can't say I ever pictured Jonah Hill with arm tattoos. Cruising into spot number 6 is Taylor Swift. She's actually one of the few celebrities in Hollywood to not go under the knife and completely change her look with plastic surgery, but she has grown up in front of the entire world and she no longer looks like the 16-year-old country singer that we were first introduced to. When we first met her, she was rocking country boots, blonde ringlets, an acoustic guitar, and all of her songs fell under the country category. But over the last decade, her music and looks both transformed into the pop mainstream. After her album released in 2012, she started to make her official transition into pop, but it still featured some country sound to it. But then her next album, 1989, was fully pop and shot up to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 charts, so we no longer saw her taking home any country awards. Nowadays, she chopped her hair short, the ringlets are gone, her style is more edgy, and her lyrics are very controversial, which I am personally all for. I I like her transformation. To me, it's kind of cool to see her start out as a country artist and then completely change into the pop world. I know that not everyone was supportive of that whole change, but I'm on board with it. Halfway through the list at number 5 is James McAvoy. He's been in the industry for some time now, but he grabbed everyone's attention when he took on the lead role in the movie Split. In the movie, we saw a bald, thick, jacked, badass looking dude who could climb up walls like a spider monkey. But if you look back on older pictures, you would have a harder time recognizing him. He used to be a thin guy with a full head of hair who dressed like he was Mr. Rogers. No offense, man. But in order for him to take on the role of a real monster, he had to put on some weight and change his overall look. During an interview, he shared his transformation process and said that when he was bulking up for Split, he was on an extremely tight schedule. He only had a short period of time and said that he did powerlifting 5 days a week and ate a lot of protein. Instead of eating 2 eggs in the morning, like normal people would eat, he said that he would eat 8. 8! The transformation has stuck with him because after Split was done and over with, he was prepping for the sequel, Glass, where he was going to be head to head with Bruce Willis and needed to bulk up even more. It's a really impressive transformation. I think I just assumed that this is what he always looked like because his frame is just so much bigger now, but it still looks natural. You know, like he doesn't look like he's on steroids, it looks like he's just like a bigger dude. Here we are at number 4 with the one and only Kim Kardashian. Before she became a household name back in 2006, she was known for being the best friend of the it girl at the time, Paris Hilton. Now let me tell you, she looked a lot different back then compared to now. After her sex tape was released in 2007, she started to rise to fame, and that was when her transformation slowly started to happen. First it was her lips, then it was her breasts, then the rest of her face, then her body, then her booty. Basically her entire appearance has changed, and thankfully her style too, because girl, some of those red carpet looks were a hot mess. Minus the hot. She even dabbled in some hair dye at one point and went to a honey blonde color. Overall, she is rocking a completely new face and body, although she likes to insist that a lot of it is real, but the proof is in the pudding. She looks nothing like she used to when she was actually her natural self. Alright guys, in the 3rd spot we have Josh Peck, but you would better know him just as Josh from the hit TV series Drake and Josh. He took the lead role on the show from 2004 to 2007 and people fell in love with his goofy character. He was just 17 years old when he played the title character and he looked a lot different with his curly brown hair, plaid shirts, and chubby frame. Nonetheless, he was a cutie. But along the way his looks started to drastically change. For one, he grew up, which probably had something to do with it, but his style started to change and so did his hair. At one point, he even grew out his hair and straightened it, looking like some sort of Green Day band member or some shit. But after that phase was over, he cut his hair, grew a beard, and got fit. He is no longer the chubby teen or the Green Day wannabe, he is now a 33-year-old DILF. Yes, that is right, he is a hot dad and he has a son named Max. And yes, he is married, so I should probably stop talking about him that way. Filling in our number 2 spot is Amanda Bynes. She was one of Hollywood's biggest stars, and between The Amanda Show, She's the Man, and What a Girl Wants, nobody did it better than her. Her career officially started back in 1998, and she quickly became a huge child star, being the youngest cast member on the show, All That. From there, she became a Nickelodeon starlet, and then began her own career when she did her debut feature film in 2003, What a Girl Wants. She's always been a beautiful girl, not to mention her hilarious personality and incredible talent. At first, she just had some minor changes throughout the years, different hair colors, style changes, minor lip fillers, but in 2012 trouble hit when she was first arrested several times for driving under the influence. That seems to be when her transformation really began. She wore these crazy wigs, got piercings in her cheeks, got some tattoos. Now, she's openly talked about her struggles with drugs and depression, so her transformation makes more sense when you know the backstory of what she was going through during that time. She is currently rocking both blue and pink hair and a septum nose ring, according to her new Instagram page. Taking the number 1 spot is Caitlyn Jenner. Now before I get started, this in no way is to bash her transformation or poke fun at it, it just was the biggest transformation of the decade and one that I personally am in full support of. Back in April 2015, Bruce Jenner officially came out as a trans woman and publicly announced in July that her name was going to legally be changed to Caitlyn. The overall transformation from Bruce to Caitlyn was such a big deal because the world knew Bruce as the strong male athlete who competed in the Olympics. So of course, the drastic change was shocking to a lot of people. Not to mention, we were so used to seeing him as Bruce on the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where he was the father of the Kardashian and Jenner girls, as well as Kris Jenner's husband. But the transformation also had a very positive impact on the LGBTQ community. Bruce was 65 years old when he came out with his transition, and he did it in front of the entire world, which has encouraged others to feel comfortable with their own transitions and personal timelines.
At number 10, Tara Reid. For actress Tara Reid, things were going so well for her and her career, that is until a botched plastic surgery took that all away. Tara was looking to invest some of her hard-earned money into herself, and by some money I mean a lot. In 2004, Tara went to get some work done to her body, and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting, where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath, saying, quote, "My stomach became a ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini, I lost work," end quote. This whole procedure ended up costing Tara nearly $10,000 up front. However, in the grand scheme of things, she lost much more than what she paid for the procedure. Because she had gotten botched, she had to pay more money on top of everything to get it corrected, and on top of that, after the world saw what these procedures left her with, she stopped getting hired in Hollywood and therefore lost a huge chunk of her income. This procedure ended up being way more expensive than Tara anticipated. At number 9, Nicki Minaj. Who doesn't love Nicki Minaj? She's the queen of rap and just an awesome person in general. Because of her huge success in the music industry, Nicki has been able to invest some of her hard-earned cash into herself and her appearance, and it turns out that Nicki has spent a surprising amount of money on plastic surgery. According to sources, Nicki has spent at least $11,000 on plastic surgery, though it may be a higher number now. As for what procedures she's had done, well, other than the Botox that everyone and their mother gets these days, Nicki has also received a nose job, she's had a fat transfer, and has gotten her teeth done as well. There's some debate over whether or not Nicki has had her butt done or not, but honestly there's bigger things to worry about other than that, and as long as Nicki is confident in her own body at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. Now before I carry on with the list, I would like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also if you're interested in gaming content, why not head on over to my gaming channel Viper Girl and check out what I've got going on over there. I upload daily, so there's always something new and fun to watch. Come say hi and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Barry Manilow. For a lot of older celebrities, trying to turn back time and look more youthful is an endeavor many of them go on, and though some of them are more open about their procedures, others aren't, even though they sometimes come out looking like they've obviously had work done. For Barry Manilow, he's continuously denied getting work done, even though he spent thousands of dollars on making himself look younger. How much money has been spent, you ask? Well, it's believed that Barry has spent around $70,000 on plastic surgery. In an interview, Barry claimed to have only undergone surgeries and treatments for his health, like getting hip surgery and receiving steroid shots, but a lot of people aren't buying that and have pretty much revealed that he's been lying about getting work done for cosmetic purposes. It's been reported over the years that Barry has undergone several procedures, including having received a facelift in 1995, a second facelift and eyelid surgery in 2003, and then a third facelift in 2005. Because of the work he's had done and how much money has been spent on various plastic surgery procedures, a lot of people consider Barry as one of Hollywood's plastic celebrities, even though he denies everything. At number 7, Lil Kim. Rapper Lil Kim is another celebrity who's known for getting a lot of work done. In the past, she's been criticized for the amount of work she's gotten done and for looking too plastic, but even though she spent thousands of dollars changing her looks, there's a reason for it all. In interviews over the years, Lil Kim has spoken out about her plastic surgeries and what led her to get them. The rapper said in the past that some procedures were done to correct damage done to her by an ex-boyfriend of hers, and some other procedures she's received happened because she just didn't feel good about herself, which is totally okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting to change something that makes you feel insecure, and getting other things corrected that have been damaged can also be a very important step in your life. As for how much she spent on her looks, it's been said that the rapper has spent around 20 grand on things from nose jobs to jaw reshaping to skin bleaching and more. At number 6, Nadia Sulman. The name Nadia Sulman might not ring a bell right away, but the name Octomom might. Nadia rose to fame in the 2000s after she made headlines for giving birth to octoplets. After gaining so much attention, Nadia became a reality star and got rich from it. Rich enough to start investing some of that money into her looks, and she spent a pretty large amount of money customizing her looks. Nadia has spent over $12,000 on plastic surgery to look like her Hollywood idol, Angelina Jolie. Yes, you heard that right. That 12 grand went towards Nadia getting her breasts and lips augmented, getting a nose job, and receiving fillers all over her face, all to look like Angelina Jolie. I mean, it's her money and she can do whatever she wants with it, but I personally don't understand why you would want to look like someone else. Just be yourself, because that's the best person you can be. At number 5, Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne looks pretty good these days, but the talk show host has said in the past that she credits most of that to her plastic surgery that she received over the years. Sharon has been pretty open about the work she's had done over the course of her life and how it's affected her, and is also someone who encourages others to invest in their looks too. Sources have reported that she's received multiple facelifts, tummy tucks, leg and arm lifts, a neck lift, breast augmentation, Botox, and other injectables. The biggest procedure that she's had to date was when she got her stomach stapled in order to lose weight, and this, combined with all the other things that she's had done, gives her a grand total of about $120,000 spent on plastic surgery alone. She's gotten so many facelifts done that she thinks that at one point she got botched. While talking about her journey with plastic surgery, she once opened up about her botched experience, where she said that at some angles she looked too plastic and she didn't like that. She seems to be happy enough with the results she has now and doesn't plan on stopping with her cosmetic surgeries anytime soon, being prepared to rack up that bill a little more. At number 4, Kathy Griffin. Comedian Kathy Griffin probably isn't the first person to come to mind when you think about celebrities who've spent large amounts of money on plastic surgery. Kathy has actually been pretty open about the cosmetic procedures she's had and approximately how much it's cost her. Over the years, she's received several chemical peelings, liposuction, a facelift, breast augmentation surgery, eyelid and brow lifting, as well as a nose job. As for how much these procedures cost the comedian, apparently we're looking around $30,000, which is a lot of money for her to question whether or not these procedures were all worth it. But hey, if you have the money, what's the harm in investing in yourself to make yourself feel a little bit better? At number 3, Cardi B. In the past, Cardi B has been very open about the plastic surgery procedures she's received over the years and how her body image affected her when she was younger. Really, I don't think there's anything Cardi does hide, since she's a pretty open book. She's done a lot to get to where she is today, including plastic surgery. Cardi has shared her experiences getting breast implants and a butt lift, saying that these procedures made her feel more confident in her own skin. The rapper said that when she was 18, she became an adult dancer, if you will, and she was able to save enough money for her to get implants because that was something that made her feel insecure when she was growing up. When she later tried working for a different club, they basically told her that she needed a big booty to work there, and that made her insecurities set back in. She ended up saving up again to get her butt lift done, and it made her feel happy. Now these procedures can have a super duper high price tag, but Cardi has her ways of getting them pretty cheap, and it'll actually surprise you. While she probably spent a pretty penny on getting her breasts done, she was able to get her butt lift for super cheap by going to a less than reputable source and getting it done for only $800 when it's usually a $9,000 or $10,000 procedure. It's certainly not the most expensive procedure on this list, but it's certainly noteworthy, so I just had to include it here. At number 2, Kim Kardashian. We're all aware that the Kardashians have had work done. I've talked about Kylie Jenner and Kris Jenner's pricey plastic surgery transformations, but Kim has also spent a lot of money on her looks. Now when people think about plastic surgery when it comes to Kim, most people would think of her butt, and even though she said it's all natural, that still continues to be debated. Other than this suspected butt lift, Kim has also received breast implants, a nose job, liposuction, and some suspect that she's also had her chin done as well. After all this work, Kim would have spent approximately $16,000 or $17,000 to achieve the look that she has today, but she's got buckets of money, so I doubt that really puts a dent in anything for her. And finally, at number 1, Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton is very well known for her appearance as much as she is known for her music. Over the years, Dolly has received a number of cosmetic surgeries such as breast augmentation, obviously, as well as a brow lift, multiple facelifts, eye lifts, chin augmentation, rhinoplasty, Botox, and other injectables. Dolly knows that she looks very different now compared to when she first started out, and she embraces that part of herself, even going so far as to say, quote, "I ain't got time to be old, I'm gonna look like a cartoon." Dolly has never been afraid to talk about her surgeries, including the cost, because she sort of implied that all the work she's received over the years has cost about $1 million. Whether that's actually true or not remains to be unknown, but I honestly wouldn't doubt it. Even at 75 years young, she still says that she's not done working on her look and that she will keep investing in herself, and honestly, I love that for her.
Starting off this countdown, we have Macy Williams. Maisie Williams appeared at the 2021 Brit Awards looking like a whole new person. Her new look consists of her eyebrows and hair both bleached platinum blonde. Honestly, if anyone can pull this look off, it's her. I could never. Ugh. But anyways, fans were wondering why she went for such a dramatic look. Well, rumor has it it's for her new role in an FX limited series centered around the Sex Pistols. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see that. In our 9th spot today, we have Luke Evans. And if you guys are liking this video so far, then make sure to smash that like button because it really helps us out. Just this year, actor Luke Evans posted about his workout results and showed some amazing before and after photos. The caption for these photos said, and I quote, 8 months of work, but I got there. June 2020 to February 2021. Not bad for 41 years of age. Hashtag nearly 42. Yeah, he is looking great for 41. All throughout his journey, he made sure to keep his followers updated, regularly posting shirtless photos of him. Now, he also revealed that when he is getting super fit for roles, he is on a pretty strict diet. But he doesn't want to live that lifestyle constantly. He said, and I quote, I don't need to be super ripped all year round. That's a pretty miserable way to live. Moving on to number 8, we have Chloe Ferry. Chloe Ferry is known for being part of MTV's Geordie Shore back when she was a teen. But her appearance has drastically changed since those days. It's said that Chloe has spent more than $60,000 to achieve this look. And she announced this year that she won't stop with the surgeries until she has achieved her ideal perfect look. This year though, fans became worried for Chloe after her dramatic weight loss following her breakup. She even posted on social media saying, lost so much weight off this breakup diet. She went on to say she's always wanted a tiny waist and big breasts and bum. A lot of people slammed her, saying that this is not what she should be promoting on her page. It could have a negative impact on young girls out there. Moving on at number 7, we have Olivia Rodrigo. The release of Driver's License brought Olivia into the spotlight. From there, she has been killing it with all her other songs like Good For You and Deja Vu. Her transformation is more inner than physical. She got over that controversial breakup and now she's focusing on self-love and she really blossomed as a performer. In fact, a lot of other singers have praised her for this. Ed Sheeran compared her to Avril Lavigne, saying that she's this generation's Avril Lavigne, which is a huge compliment. I'm just excited to see what else she has up her sleeve for this year. In our 6th spot today, we have Elizabeth Moss, who I actually met when I was on The Handmaid's Tale, but sorry, we're just gonna move on. The Handmaid's Tale star has ditched her blonde locks and has changed up her look for an upcoming role. She is now rocking a chocolate brown shaggy haircut for her role in Apple TV's new series, Shining Girls, which she will executive produce with Leonardo DiCaprio. Her hairstylist, Tommy Bucket, posted this photo with the caption, new hair for a new project, hashtag Winona Forever, cut and color done by me. Apparently, the hairstyle is inspired by Winona Ryder in Reality Bites. The fact that this new show is set in the early 90s makes sense for this new do. And I absolutely love it. I think she rocks it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Ricky Martin. Earlier this year, Ricky Martin attempted to start a new trend. He bleached his hair platinum blonde. But not the hair on his head, no, his beard hair. He posted a photo of his new colored beard on his Instagram and titled it, When Bored, Bleach. Now, he did rock this new look for a couple of months before going back to his normal beard color. Honestly, that would be a pain to maintain. You'd have to dye it every couple of days, I feel like. Although the blonde beard was short-lived, we will certainly remember it forever. What do you guys think of this? Could dyeing beards funky colors be a new thing? What do you think? Coming in at number 4, we have Kelly Osbourne. Back in May of this year, Kelly posted a number of pictures on Instagram that shocked and confused fans. Why? Well, she doesn't look like herself. A lot of people commented on the photos saying that she got a lot of work done. One user wrote, and I quote, amazing what surgery can do. Another asked, did you also get lips done or makeup done all around them? They look way different. And then someone else said, who is this? I am very confused. Kelly then took to social media to slam the haters, saying she's always upfront about her procedures. She said she has never done anything to her face other than a couple of injections in her lips, jaw, and forehead. Still, fans are shocked at her new appearance, saying that she's got a whole new face. Moving on to number 3, we have Gwen Stefani. Gwen is another celebrity to change their hairstyle completely this year. I swear though, Gwen can rock any and every hairstyle. It's not fair. Anyways, just this month she revealed her new do. She kept her signature blonde hair, but added a lot of black streaks to it. On her Instagram, she revealed her new look in a video where she is shining. Like, literally, because she had a filter on. But still. Honestly, I didn't even recognize her in that video. She also posted a photo of her rocking some dark colored bangs, but it seems like those were just clip-ons. Either way, she looks fantastic. And people are hoping that this new bold change is because she's going to drop a new album or something like that. Who knows? But we need more music, Gwen. In our second spot today, we have Jonah Hill. Back in 2018, Jonah Hill announced he was starting to transform his body with martial arts. On social media, he wrote he was trying to train 4 to 5 times a week. He continued on saying, and I quote, "At 35, I try and get over the stuff that made me feel weak and insecure as a teenager. It's just wasted time and lessons you'll never learn. Trying to let go of that." Now this year, Jonah has really slimmed down. In fact, he took to Instagram to say how proud he is of his weight loss and his body. He posted an image from the Daily Mail that was talking about him surfing in a wetsuit. And then there was a paparazzi photo of him shirtless. He responded to this saying, and I quote, "I don't think I ever took my shirt off in a pool until I was in my mid-30s, even in front of my family and friends." He continued on saying his childhood was filled with insecurities. I mean, he was constantly bullied by the media for his appearance. But now, he's not bothered by any of that anymore, which is incredible. And just recently, in May of 2020, Jonah was spotted rocking bright pink hair. So, it seems like a lot of celebrities are going the pink route though. Like, even Scott Disick dyed his hair pink this year. Is that the new trend? I don't know. Should I hop on it? I'm kind of down to try it. And in our number 1 spot today, we have Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is another actor to undergo an intense body transformation for an upcoming role. But instead of slimming down, Mark has been bulking up. In May, it was revealed that he gained 20 pounds in just 3 weeks. His goal, though, was to gain 30 pounds in 6 weeks. This is all being done for his upcoming role as a boxer turned priest in the film Father Stu. While on Jimmy Kimmel, he revealed how he feels about this transformation. He said he likes it because he can eat a crap ton of food. He said, and I quote, "I am eating lots of burgers and lots of buns." He also said his first big meal is gonna be, and I quote, 20-piece chicken nugget and 20-piece hot wings from Kentucky Fried Chicken with a 6-pack of beer. He then continued on saying, why not start with a bang?
At number 10, Amanda Lepore. American model and socialite Amanda Lepore is one person who isn't shy at all about the plastic surgeries that she's had. The transgender model, performer, and now author, who made a name for herself in Hollywood just by being herself, altered a lot of her body over the years, and she's even claimed to have the most expensive body on earth due to all of her surgeries. She's written and talked about all of the procedures she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. She's taken her body to the limit and back again. There came a moment where she really overdid one of her procedures and got seriously botched. The drastic procedure that led her to getting botched was getting silicone lip injections, because she said that since she had gotten them done about 20 times and went a little overboard, she had to get them reduced because they just got way too big. A lot of people think that she's botched more than just her lips because of how drastic and plastic her looks are, but they're so out there that I think it's almost normal because that's just who she is, and if she's happy with it, then there's nothing left to say. At number 9, Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed case of botched plastic surgery, but it sure is causing a lot of commotion because people think it might be. A lot of people have been throwing around a lot of speculation and concern regarding Zac Efron and his appearance. Zac recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty swollen, and a lot of people think that is the result of a plastic surgery gone wrong. In the video, the lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and a lot of people are super concerned that Zach might have taken his looks too far. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they think that it looks like Zach may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. If that's the case, then we don't know if this puffy look is here to stay or not. It's all just a very sudden change that a lot of people weren't expecting, and a lot of people are just looking for answers. Now, before I carry on with the list, I'd like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're interested in enjoying some cool gameplay content, and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Priscilla Caputo. Priscilla Caputo rose to fame for being botched, so I feel like she's perfect for this list. Back in the day, Priscilla was an aspiring model, but her modeling career was very short-lived because she took her looks too far and got botched, stopping her career dead in its tracks. She was left an internet laughingstock, gaining fame because she had gone too far with her appearance, and now she's an advocate against getting plastic surgery. Priscilla explained that her boyfriend, who was a plastic surgeon, kept giving her lip fillers, and soon she became addicted and couldn't stop. Her lips became too big, and because of her appearance, her modeling career tanked. After her photos were circulated online, she became an internet laughingstock, and she couldn't go back and fix her lips because she had injected so much into them that she permanently stretched them out, and the damage was just too much to repair. In a way, her modeling career turned her into an example of what not to do when getting injections. At number 7, Donatella Versace. Even though she's the head of the Versace company, Donatella Versace's appearance has her looking a little worse for wear, as she's become an example of what happens when getting plastic surgery makes you look worse rather than better. Because of the amount of procedures Donatella has received over the years, many people have said that she's been botched. She's been criticized a lot for her heavy plastic surgery and Botox use, with some people even making comparison diagrams of her look from back in '97 when she took over the Versace company after the death of her brother to now in 2021. Some say that because of all the work she's had done in an attempt to make her look younger, these procedures have made her appearance worse because the Botox and fillers she received over the years has damaged her skin. Some plastic surgeons have commented on Donatella's appearance, saying that as a result of all the fillers, nips, and tucks, her skin's elasticity has broken, leading her to looking older. Because of this, she'd want to continue getting Botox, and so the cycle continues. The more work she has done, the worse her skin gets, and as a result, it leads her to looking more and more botched. At number 6, Carrot Top. American comedian Carrot Top is pretty well known for his signature looks. With his bright orange hair and crazy expressions, no one can mistake him, that's for sure. However, over the years, there's been speculation that the comedian has undergone a few cosmetic surgeries that have him looking a little different, and some say that he's been botched. Though he's denied ever having received plastic surgery and mostly credits his looks to his gym habits, there are others out there who believe that there's something a little artificial that the comedian has been hiding from his fans. It's believed that the comedian has received an eyebrow lift, Botox injections, lip filler, and laser peels, which many people see as the reason that his freckles are less evident. Because of the fillers and lifts, a lot of people think that his face has been left looking a little too stiff and fake, leading fans to label him as botched. But what do you guys think? Is he botched or not? At number 5, Jennifer Grey. Imagine watching your career tank after getting plastic surgery. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was one of the worst mistakes of her career. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south. She wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things just went a little too well. After getting surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it changed, she became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about the procedure, she called it the quote, nose job from hell, because it pretty much just botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her, but instead it made things worse. At number 4, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox, best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends, became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then, the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Kourtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she gets fillers here and there, and after one too many pokes, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Kourtney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle. The fillers got so intense that Kourtney eventually said enough is enough and got all of the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Kourtney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. The takeaway from this is to only trust your own opinions and judgments and to not listen to other people's opinions on how you should look. At number 3, Jocelyn Wildenstein. When you look up the most drastic celebrity appearances, a photo of Jocelyn Wildenstein will no doubt show up in your search. Her looks are a prime example of someone taking plastic surgery way too far. Though she was a model back in the day, too much plastic surgery has altered her appearance forever to the point where she's mostly plastic and mostly botched. Jocelyn apparently started changing her appearance to make her husband happy, and she even modeled her look after big cats because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and said that because she thought the big cat's eyes were so perfect, she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went too far with her look. Over the years, she's gotten surgery on her eyes to make them look more cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's left looking nothing like she did before all the surgery, with her entire face being remade into something completely new and unnatural. Even though her appearance is quite drastic, Jocelyn has said that she's not done altering her looks, but honestly, I don't know if it can get any more botched. But if it works for her, then I guess that's what matters. At number 2, Farrah Abraham. Teen Mom star Farrah Abraham has been under the knife a number of times, but it just takes that one horrible moment to make you rethink all of your plastic surgery choices. You might have seen the infamous photo of Farrah Abraham's botched lip procedure, but let me tell you the story of how she got into that mess. In 2015, the reality star opened up about how she had a negative experience when she went under the knife for an experimental lip implant procedure. Farrah said that when she got the procedure done, she knew very quickly that something was wrong when the anesthesia just wasn't working for her. She didn't do much about that, but after the procedure was done and the implant was put in, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse. Turns out Farrah had an intense reaction to something during the procedure that caused her lip to swell up like crazy, leading to those crazy pictures. Luckily, she was able to get things sorted out and her lip went back to normal, but she did say that this was a really scary experience. And finally, at number 1, Tara Reid. Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid was making it big in the industry. That is until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, "My stomach became the mostly ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." End quote. Things got even worse for her after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder to deal with. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career as well.
Starting off our list at number 10 is Michael Jackson. He was one of the greatest performers to walk the earth, and his personal life captured the interest of millions, mostly for his change of his look. He started out as a young singer in the band Jackson 5, where he rocked a black afro and dark skin. There was an accident that occurred where his hair actually caught on fire, so he began wearing wigs and also had permanent tattooing done to his scalp. But besides his hair, one of the most obvious parts of his transformation was the change in his skin color. Many people claimed he changed his color from black to white as a way of being accepted. Michael went on the Oprah show and claimed he had a skin condition and that was the reason it changed color. But reports say he had steroids and other medications also known as bleaching agents. Throughout his career, he had multiple surgeries done to his face, including facelifts, nose jobs, chin implant, and lip tattooing to make them appear thinner. It's hard to say what the real reason was, but it can be assumed that the fame and money he had definitely played an effect on it. At number 9 is Farrah Abraham. She was cast on MTV show 16 and Pregnant when she was just 16 years old and pregnant, and then went on to be one of the OGs on the show Teen Mom. She was in the spotlight for years with her daughter Sophia, which is why fans were shocked when her image and behaviors began to change. In 2010, she had her first big surgery done, which was breast implants. It was only noticeable because she's always been a very petite girl, so they definitely stuck out on her tiny little frame. In 2012, she got a rhinoplasty and chin implant, which reports say cost her $16,000. The following year, in 2013, she got her second breast implant surgery and was showing off her new D cups. This year is when her image and also her reputation began to change, as she got involved in the porn industry, promoting her adult film at the Gentleman's Club in Las Vegas, and also a personal sex tape leaked onto the internet. She also got involved in a sex toy industry where she created her own line. In 2015, the star went to get more permanent lip fillers, but she had an allergic reaction. She posted the pictures and captioned it, "Girlfriends, don't say I didn't warn ya. #botched, #ER, #fixit." Since then, she has had countless procedures done. Her breasts again, her lips again, other face injections, and bum implants and bum fillers. She actually goes on her Instagram live video with her daughter Sophia in the room as she gets her bum fillers, by the way. You can just imagine the controversy. We can imagine that she feels the need to fit this type of image because she's now so involved in the sex/porn industry. Taking over spot number 8 is Cher. The actress and singer is a legend for her talent, but also for her looks. She basically hasn't aged a day because a lot of her financial success into plastic surgery. The best part is she has no problem admitting it. She flaunts the work she's had done with pride and says that she hopes to smash the stigma that cosmetic surgery is something to be ashamed of. During an interview with Glamour in 2018, she said, "It makes me happy, and you know, if I want to put my tits on my back, they're mine to do so." The actress admits to having a facelift and also Botox to reduce wrinkles and frowning lines. UK's leading aesthetic doctor, Dr. Nick Milojevic, says it looks like she's also had a neck lift and an eye operation. He also said, and I quote, "She would also have regular dermal fillers, as at her age the skin loses volume and needs to be plumped." Regardless of what she's had done, when she took on a role in Mamma Mia 2 last year, everyone kept asking, how the hell does Cher look so good? So I guess that beauty is pain. In the number 7 spot is Donatella Versace, the Italian fashion designer and current vice president of the Versace group, and also its chief designer. She is currently 64 years old and has a net worth of a whopping $200 million. The Versace company's stakes are divided between herself, her daughter Allegra, and her brother Santo Versace. The total value of the company is $1.7 billion. So needless to say, her company is a successful one. As time has gone on, her bags are not the only thing that has changed, her look has also, and significantly. She isn't known for having the most natural style, and she's the first one to admit it. In 2013, during an interview with Sunday's Vogue Festival, she said, "I am not genetically like this. I use tons of cream and take care of my hair and skin." She went on to admit that she's had Botox done on her face, but denies that she has had any other work done besides that. The fashion designer explains that it takes a lot to get her well-crafted look, which most people would expect from a designer. She can't even remember the last time she wore flat shoes. I can only imagine the expectations she even puts on herself as one of the world's most iconic designers. At number 6 is Pamela Anderson, the legendary actress and model mostly known for her work in Playboy magazine and on Baywatch. But before she became this sexual figure, she actually appeared in the family television show Home Improvement. It was her first television appearance and she took on the role of Pam. Looking back at pictures now, you would probably not even know that it was her, because I didn't. Her looks completely changed after her first breast enlargement surgery and lip injections. Last year in 2018, America's holistic plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Unearth did a report of all the surgeries he suspects Pamela has had done based on his professional experience and knowledge. Throughout the report, he states that he thinks she's had some fillers injected into her cheeks, laser treatments done to her skin, Botox injections, and some fillers or fat transfers within the skin on her face. The model has always been recognized for her looks, so I can only imagine the pressure that comes with that. Halfway through at number 5 is Carrot Top, an American stand-up comedian and actor whose original name is actually Scott Thompson. If for some reason you don't know who he is, he's a guy known for his bright red afro hair, hence the Carrot Top nickname. Over the years, rumors have spread that he has undergone a number of different plastic surgery operations, and understandably so, because looking at pictures, I would definitely think that he has. However, he continues to deny that he has had any work done. During an interview back in 2013, he was asked about what he thought on the rumors. His response was, "People think I've had plastic surgery. No, it just takes a lot of makeup to make me look good." He went on to say that people have made jokes that he looks like The Mask, and all he has to say is, and I quote, "I'm sorry that I look good. I don't think I look anything different than I did when I started comedy." According to plastic surgeon Dr. Un, he says he definitely has had some work done. He says yielding an excessively arched brow and a smooth face is the result of laser treatment. He's looking more and more like a muscle-bound cartoon character. Well, what do you guys think? Plastic surgery or makeup? Here we are at number 4 with Janice Dickinson. She has been referred to as the world's first supermodel. She deserves that title, seeing as she did pave the way for the thousands of women who have since joined the competitive modeling industry. But she's just one of the millions of people to see her life destroyed by drugs and alcohol. Janice opens up and explains that she managed to avoid drugs entirely for the first 5 years of her career, but finally gave into temptation following a bad breakup. She said her way of coping was through the large amounts of free cocaine that she got as a result of her success. The model spent the next couple of decades filling her body with drugs and also plastic surgery. She has never been shy to admit that she has had breast implants, lip injections, and other work done on her face. She even appeared on the hit show BOTCHED to get her breast implants fixed, and the doctors were concerned on how she would handle the medications with her past drug addiction. The former model is often spotted out in public without makeup ever since appearing on the show where she exposed it all. Alright guys, at number 3 we have Tara Reid. Most of us girls will know her from her role in the movie Josie and the Pussycats, and most guys will know her from the American Pie movies. The actress was very successful, finding her way to play the hottie in most of her movies. She had a naturally beautiful look, but over the years she has gone through some awful plastic surgery experiences. In 2006, she had a procedure done called liposculpting, which went horribly wrong and actually botched her stomach. She wanted to get the surgery done in the first place to upkeep her hottie reputation, but turns out it cost her a lot of work. During an interview in 2007, she opened up about it and said, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini and I lost a lot of work." She also explained that her breast implants were botched by the same doctor, which left her with deformed nipples. She later had both procedures reversed, but it wasn't able to fully fix the issues. She was last spotted in February 2019, jogging and working out with her trainer in LA. In spot number 2 is Jocelyn Wildenstein. Hey, we have the same name. Honestly, I'm not totally sure what she's famous for. If you go online, it basically said she's famous for her extensive cosmetic surgery and also her divorce from billionaire Alec Wildenstein in 1999. Her actual Wikipedia title is American Socialite. Whatever that means. Not only was she in the tabloids for her divorce, but she also was referred to as Catwoman for having feline features. Despite what everyone else says about her, she claims that she hasn't had that much surgery and blames her Swiss background for her high cheekbones and cat eyes. Just last year, during an interview with Paper Magazine, she pulled out photographs from when she was in her teen and her early 20s because she wanted to show the interviewer that she has always had these features. Yeah, all I can see is a lot of plastic surgery. But what do you guys think? Taking our number 1 spot is Heidi Montag. She became famous from the MTV hit show The Hills, where she was Lauren Conrad's best friend. The show was a reality-based show, so Heidi only played herself. But the young star became famous for her insane amount of plastic surgery more than anything. She shocked the world when she had 10 plastic surgeries done in just 24 hours. Not procedures, surgeries. It was a brutal process and she barely made it out alive, literally. She was just 23 years old when she went under the knife back in 2010, and she came out looking about 23 years older with completely different facial features. So here is the list of what she had done. A mini brow lift, Botox in the forehead and frown area, a nose job revision, a chin reduction, fat injections in the cheeks, nasolabial folds and lips, neck liposuction, the ears pinned back, a breast augmentation revision increased to a size F, liposuction on the waist, hips and inner and outer thighs, and buttock augmentation. She had surgery done a few years prior, so she wasn't really new to it. During an interview with People magazine, she was asked why she did it all at once, and she replied, "That's kind of my personality, everything at once. And I really just wanted to go under anesthesia once instead of going under and under again. It felt safer to me. Unfortunately, it was anything but safe. Turns out her heart actually stopped for a minute and she was technically dead on the operation table. She continued to say that the risk wasn't worth it and that she is done. I quote, risking my own life for vanity. She does regret her decision and calls it a huge mistake, but says it forced her to grow as a person.
In at number 10, Jennifer Grey. The legendary Dirty Dancer star was known for her unique nose that really made her stand out from the crowd. However, in 1989, after she became a huge star, she decided to get a nose job and made her nose look like every other big star back then. And sadly, her career shrank alongside her nose. Her nose job was actually pretty minor, but because her nose was so distinct, it made her completely unrecognizable. She said about the regrettable procedure, quote, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous." And because nobody really recognized her anymore, she didn't have the star power that movies were looking for, and she stopped landing roles as a result. And at number 9, Dana Delaney. Dana Delaney took her career to new heights after she starred in the hit sitcom Desperate Housewives for a number of seasons. I think I've said on the channel before that is literally one of my all-time favorite shows. However, after the show ended, she decided to try some Botox, which sadly stopped her career in its tracks. Apparently her dermatologist was telling her to try it because he had such great results with his other clients. But quote, "He injected my forehead, hit a nerve, and created a huge hematoma," adding quote, "The nerve has been dead ever since. It affected the muscle in my right eye, so my right eye has started to droop a little bit." Thankfully, she did start working again eventually, however it did take a while for her to regain her confidence to be on screen. And at number 8, Tara Reid. Tara Reid underwent multiple plastic surgeries after she starred in a few hit movies, including American Pie and the Pussycat Dolls. In 2004, after many of the surgeries were botched, she was forced to undergo corrective surgeries in 2007. She told Us Weekly, quote, "I had a hernia, this huge bump right next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." After these botched surgeries, she was unable to land the same high caliber projects that she had before, and she was only considered for spoof movies like Sharknado. She told People in 2008, quote, "In my American Pie days, everyone was kissing my butt. I didn't realize how good I had it," adding that she's terrified of getting surgery ever again. And at number 7, Reed Ewing. While Modern Family actor Reed Ewing was suffering from body dysmorphia, he underwent several cosmetic procedures, all of which he regretted. He told the Huffington Post that after all the swelling from the surgeries went down, the results were not at all what he expected, adding quote, "I vowed I would never get cosmetic surgery again, even though I was still deeply insecure about my looks. It took me about 6 months before I was comfortable with people even looking at me. I wish I could go back and undo all those surgeries." And while he was recovering from the swelling and trying to come to terms with his new look, he stopped working. And at number 6, Lisa Rinna. I know Lisa Rinna best as a cast member on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. However, many fans of the show might not know that she had a budding acting career early on that was cut short because of bad plastic surgery. We all know that Lisa is famous for her big lips, but she became unrecognizable in the mid-80s after one of her lip injections went wrong. She said while on the Today Show that she decided to get silicone injected into her lips when she was only 24 years old, adding that it was a stupid thing to do. However, she said that more recently her lips were getting yucky, so she asked a doctor to remove as much of the silicone as they could. A lot of people speculate that her large lips cost her a lot of work in Hollywood, and that's why she was only ever cast in small roles. She also told MomLogic.com, quote, "When you change your face, you don't look like yourself. Looking fresher is one thing, I looked like a freak. I always said I wouldn't change my face, but I did." Halfway at number 5, Ashlee Simpson. Ashlee Simpson's career went downhill for a number of reasons, but one of those reasons is actually due to cosmetic procedures. Back in 2006, Simpson appeared on the cover of Marie Claire magazine, preaching self-acceptance of one's body, telling the magazine, quote, "Everybody is made differently, and that's what makes us beautiful and unique. I want girls to look in the mirror and feel confident," which was actually a very uncommon message at that time. But it seems that Ashlee was caught being hypocritical, and after the issue hit stands, she actually underwent a nose job. Now it's important to note that nobody probably would have cared about that nose job if she didn't preach self-acceptance beforehand. However, after people learned of this nose job, they were outraged. and the magazine actually got thousands of letters from readers about Simpson not practicing what she preached. And at number 4, Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim was at one point the queen of rap, even winning a Grammy. However, she became unrecognizable following dozens of surgeries and other cosmetic procedures, and her career took a hit as a result. In a 2005 interview, Kim did admit to getting a nose job, then to getting another rhinoplasty after she suffered a broken nose from an ex-boyfriend. However, she never admitted to anything more, even though other work was pretty obvious. Experts also said that she definitely had some sort of skin bleaching, using acids or creams to lighten her skin. There's also speculation that she got cheek fillers as well. Of course, the music had a part in her decline, however many fans just couldn't relate to her anymore after all her work. In at number 3, Nikki Cox. Cox was one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood in the 90s, starring in tons of hits around that time. However, after her appearance changed dramatically, so did her career. Nikki not only changed her appearance, but it seems that she was botched as well, forcing her to only do voiceover work since 2009. One plastic surgeon told Radar Online, quote, "She definitely appears to have gotten some sort of filler in her cheeks and lips. Injectables always look best on a person when they are not noticeable, not when everyone can tell that a person had work done." The doctor also says that he doesn't believe that she got anything more, even though it might seem that way, because clearly whatever work that she's done was gone overboard. And at number 2, Kenny Rogers. The late Kenny Rogers decided to undergo some cosmetic surgery, and it took a huge blow to his confidence. He told CBS host Gayle King in 2012, quote, "I was trying to hide myself. I had the money to do it and I had the time off. It's one of those things that I think everybody, you look at yourself and go, could I be better if I did this or did that?" Adding that he regrets doing anything, and he's always very curious as to what he would have looked like without it. Adding, quote, "You do it and you live with it." He also said that the changes in his appearance did not affect his music or singing voice, but rather his confidence to get on stage and make music. He even cancelled some shows during his 2018 farewell tour because he was battling health challenges, which some speculated was due to plastic surgery. And finally, at number 1, Cardi B. Cardi B loves making money, and she's often said that she doesn't care much for music, but rather the money that it's brought her. However, her money train was temporarily put on hold when she had to cancel a few of her tour dates to recover from surgery. She had complications from liposuction and was still in the process of recovering from breast implants. She clapped back at critics who called her lazy for getting the lipo instead of working out, and she replied that being an entertainer is a 24-hour job and she doesn't have time to work out. She added, quote, "I hate canceling shows because I love money. I'm a money addict. I get paid a lot of money for these shows. I'm canceling millions of dollars in shows, but health is wealth, so I have to do what I have to do." Apparently all the traveling was making her body swell and putting her at serious risk of further health complications, so she decided to take a break and heal.
Starting off our list at number 10 is Lil' Kim. Remember Lil' Kim, the cute sassy rapper who used to hang out with Puff Daddy and the whole Junior Mafia clique? The famous rapper was known for her raunchiness, whether it be through the microphone or through her pictures. However, over the year her pictures started to become unrecognizable. In the past decade, we've seen her transform her face with several different plastic surgeries, each time leaving us with more shocking results. Her once round nose is now extremely thin, and even her eyes sit differently on her face. What shocked people the most was in more recent pictures, not only was her face changed, but so has her complexion. She has lightened her complexion to a point where she no longer resembles a black woman. It's sad because the rapper has been open about her appearance and said it's because of her low self-esteem. She opened up during an interview and said, "All of my life, men have told me I wasn't pretty enough, even men I was dating. To this day, when someone says I'm cute, I can't see it. I don't see it no matter what anybody says." Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Gary Breslow tells Page 6 that he thinks she may need some help and that he fears she has a plastic surgery addiction. Based on her photos, he estimated she likely spent $20,000 to $25,000 on her surgeries, which include cheek implants, rhinoplasty, a chin implant, lip augmentation, and skin bleaching. At number 9 is Dolly Parton. There are so many reasons that people love Dolly, and her signature look is just one of them. She's open about her love for plastic surgery, which she couldn't even hide even if she wanted to, as her look has obviously changed over the years. She was always a pretty girl to begin with, but as the years went on, she began to get a bit of work done here and there. It's hard to believe that she turned 73 this year considering how good she looks, but there is no doubt that her plastic surgery played a part in that. The country artist has admitted to her numerous cosmetic procedures, which include breast implants, a brow lift, a facelift, eyelid surgery, chin augmentation, and rhinoplasty, which is a nose job by the way. We might not agree to her list of tweaks, but they have all contributed to her iconic Dolly Parton look, and she is thrilled about it. How could we forget her famous quote, "It cost a lot of money to look this cheap. As long as she's happy, I'm happy." Taking over the number 8 spot is Amanda Lepore. She is a transgender nightlife diva who people call a moving sculpture. She's a person who has made her own body her life's work. She has no problem flaunting her plastic surgery journey. She has undergone cosmetic alterations to almost every part of her body that can physically be altered. She's had booty silicone injections, a nose job, a facelift, her hairline lowered, cheek fillers, breast implants, and to get an hourglass figure, she even had her bottom ribs broken. It's been reported that the total cost of all her cosmetic procedures is over $1 million. She loves that people think she looks doll-like and says that all of her procedures went smoothly. She says, "Fortunately, everything was at its best when I had it done. I didn't have to do silicone injections in the boobs and things like that. They had implants by then. In those ways, I was lucky, and the sex change was really good. I didn't have to fix everything." The diva wrote a book called Doll Parts, which shares her entire journey as a transgender beauty queen. Sliding into number 7 is Mickey Rourke. The actor was once being called the next Marlon Brando as he was known for his movies like Body Heat, 9.5 Weeks, and Angel Heart. However, over the years, fans can't help but notice the drastic change in the former heartthrob's looks. In 2017, photos of the actor went viral when people were stunned at how unrecognizable he looked. He's opened up about his plastic surgery, saying that it was all a result of injuries he got when he was an amateur boxer before he became an actor. He said, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice, I had 5 operations on my nose, and 1 on a smashed cheekbone. There has been debate whether the procedures were all reconstructive or some of them cosmetic. Experts have reported that he has also had a facelift, eyelid surgery, soft tissue fillers, cheek implants, and a chin implant." He posted a picture on Instagram of him wearing a bandage and shaking hands with his plastic surgeon and captioned it, "Now I am pretty again." His fans weren't too impressed by that. At number 6 is Joan Rivers. She is famously known to do it all, being an American comedian, actress, writer, producer, and television host. Throughout her career, she has been known for constantly changing her face, but in 2015, it was revealed just how many procedures she's had done. She sadly passed away on September 4th, 2014, and her daughter Melissa wrote a memoir called The Book of Joan: Tales of Mirth, Mischief, and Manipulation as a tribute to her life. In the book, she reveals that Joan had a total of 348 cosmetic operations done over her lifetime. Her daughter explains that she was never happy with the way she looked, no matter how many procedures she had gotten done. It was just never enough. Her daughter said she shared these details because she wanted people to know that even though she was always cracking jokes in her comedy routines, she always felt less than when it came to her appearance, which is why she originally turned to plastic surgery. Halfway through the list at number 5 is LaToya Jackson, the American singer and actress who is the 5th child of the Jackson family. Yes, Michael Jackson's own sister also had an addiction to plastic surgery. When you look at the family as a whole, plastic surgery in general just runs in the family. LaToya Jackson has always been known as a natural beauty when she first started her career, but over the years she has had so much work done she is now unrecognizable. It's almost scary how identical her face looks to Michael Jackson's post-surgery face. The most obvious work she's had done is her tightly pinched nose, skin tightening, cheek implants, and skin bleaching. People say that she looks exactly like her brother did, so they must have shared the same surgeon, which is ironic because LaToya once criticized her brother Michael for being obsessed with going under the knife and publicly blamed it on the violence and cruelty their father Joe showed them. She is now 63 years old, but you would never know because she literally looks like she's 35. In spot number 4 is Joan Van Ark. The actress is known for her talent, but also for her knife work and plastic surgery scandal. She's known to have one of the most disastrous plastic surgery cases, which is far from humorous, so do not think I am poking fun of her at all. This is just facts. Her multiple surgeries ended up leaving her with a permanently stunned look. Her first surgery was Botox injections to help any signs of aging, such as wrinkles and lines. It was then reported that she had a procedure done called blepharoplasty, which is where they create a hollow space between and above the eyes, which is ultimately what led her to always look like she's in some sort of state of surprise or shock. She's also had a lip augmentation done, a nose job, and face fillers. The beautiful blonde actress was once famous for her fresh face look when she started her career in the 80s. Now she is known for plastic surgery transformation and for all the wrong reasons. At number 3 we have Dennis Avner, also known as Catman. He actually became a celebrity throughout his journey with plastic surgery. For years he destroyed his body for fame as he morphed his entire body into looking like a tiger. He holds the world record for body modifications, having numerous tattoos, piercings, and cosmetic surgery done. He even went as far as having whiskers, cat ears, and a mechanical tail. It was reported that he spent thousands and thousands of dollars for his surgeries, which included bifurcation, which is the splitting of the upper lip, surgical pointing of the ears, silicone cheek and forehead implants, tooth filing, tattoos, and facial piercings. He was known all over the world and fans jumped at any opportunity to take a picture with him. Sadly, in November of 2012, he was found dead in his home, but his legacy still goes on. When he was asked why he started this transformation in the first place, he said, "I felt inspired after discussion with a Native American chief who told me to follow the ways of the tiger." Talk about taking someone's words a little too seriously. And at number 2 is Pete Burns. He was the singer and frontman of the band Dead or Alive. Not only was he known for his music and talent, he was also known for his wild plastic surgery transformation. His career started with smash hits like the song You Spin Me Right Round, but later he decided to leave music behind, which is when he was known for his reality TV and his dramatic change in appearance. He flaunted his work and even appeared on UK's celebrity Botched Up Bodies, where he said his famous quote, "I hope when I go to heaven that God doesn't recognize me." It all started with a simple nose job but went up from there. He had 4 surgeries done on his nose, 2 sets of cheekbone implants, and 2 lip augmentations. Having these repeated operations led to bad infections in his face and lips, which left him needing a ton of corrective procedures after that. It got as serious of him having to be rushed to the hospital after a lip augmentation had gone wrong. He was on his deathbed and recovered after 10 days of being on heavy blood thinners. He still went through other surgeries after that despite risking his life. He explained in an interview with ABC, "I see myself as my own clay and I was remodeling it." Taking our number 1 spot is another man who became a celebrity with his crazy desire to become the next human Ken doll. His name is Rodrigo Alves, but likes to go by the human Ken doll because he literally looks just like one. A lot of young boys dream of growing up to look like their favorite superhero, but for this UK celebrity Big Brother star, his obsession was to always look like a plastic doll. His obsession went further than anyone could ever imagine, spending a total of $883,000 on surgeries. His surgeries include hair transplant, Botox, face fillers, pec implants, fake six-pack implants, multiple nose jobs, liposuction to his jaw, fillers in his arms, calf shaping, bum lift, facelift, and rib removal. 4 ribs in total. In January of 2018, he told Sun Online that he was done with plastic surgery and was content with his final look. People are shocked when they see him, but even more shocked when they see his before picture. He says he now wants to focus on building his own brand. He said, and I quote, "I now want to focus on building my brand with my style, fashion, personality, and lifestyle. That's what I want to be known for."
And at number 10, Courtney Cox. The legendary Friends actor finally gave in to pressures to get filler and Botox, and she hated the result that it had on her face. She said that she would get some sort of filler here and there, but she didn't realize that they were all basically layering on top of each other, which led to a look that she hated. When speaking about the procedures, she told New Beauty, quote, "I've had all my fillers dissolved. I'm as natural as I can be. I feel better because I look like myself. I think that I now look more like the person that I was. I hope I do." She also made the change back to natural for her work, explaining her face didn't have the natural movement with the fillers, adding, quote, "You need movement in your face, especially if you have thin skin like I do. Those aren't wrinkles, they're smile lines. I've had to learn to embrace movement and realize that fillers are not my friend." And at number 9, Heidi Montag. The Hill star is famous for going overboard with plastic surgery. She infamously turned her girl next door look into that of a Barbie doll. She even underwent a whopping 10 procedures in one day in 2010, putting her health at risk. Montag revealed years later that she regretted making so many changes to her body, saying, quote, "I was definitely way in over my head. I kind of wanted a few enhancements and then it kind of got out of hand. I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen, emotionally and physically, and the pain I would be in. I was kind of in shock." Following all her plastic surgery procedures, that was all anybody knew her for, and she was no longer cast in any projects that were not related related to her cosmetic enhancements. And at number 8, Scott Carrot Top Thompson. Carrot Top is no stranger to worst celebrity plastic surgery lists, and his appearance has changed considerably over the years. One doctor told MakeMeHeal.com that it appears as though Thompson has undergone a brow lift along with Botox injections, lip plumping, and laser peels, which is proved by his disappearing freckles. It's also been speculated that he's taken steroids and they are responsible for his buff appearance, but he denies getting anything done. When speaking about it in 2015, he told Florida Today, quote, "I never had any plastic surgery. I can see why people think that because I got really big for a while, but I never got any work done. I mean, if I was going to have plastic surgery, I would look better than this." Carrot Top has had incredible success in his career, specifically in Vegas, but some say his career could be still thriving if not for his changing appearance. And at number 7, Yolanda Hadid. While Yolanda was battling her Lyme disease, she decided to reverse every cosmetic procedure that she could to be completely natural. This all took place while she was filming The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, so it was captured on the show. First, she decided to get her breast implants removed and then remove all of her fillers. She shared the news with her Instagram followers, writing in the caption of her post that she was, quote, 55 and smiling from the inside out, finally back to the original 1964, living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox extensions, and all the BS I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe a sexy woman should look like until the toxicity of it almost killed me. Because of her desire to live life naturally in every way possible, she's also stepped back from working. And at number 6, Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner is known for her signature pout that she achieved with the help of fillers. And with those lips, she became a billionaire, selling lip kits so people could try and achieve the lips that Kylie had. But Kylie actually regretted how large she made her lips at one point. While the sisters were being interviewed by Allure, Kylie revealed their lips got way too big. Apparently her sisters even had to set her straight and tell her to relax on the filler. And even though it can be argued that Kylie's cosmetic procedures brought her career to new heights, it's all anyone can talk about when discussing the star now. And plastic surgery and fillers will likely be linked to her forever. Halfway number 5, Khloe Kardashian. When the Kardashian sisters first started their rise to fame, Khloe seemed to always be the odd one out. She was constantly referred to as the ugly duckling of the family. But as time went on, Khloe did her best to reverse that image by getting multiple plastic surgeries to change her face and body. Her body even became such a point of conversation that she started the show Revenge Body. The whole premise of the show is that people use Khloe's help to transform their bodies along with their lives. However, there was a lot of controversy around the show and Khloe giving workout advice because many are convinced that Khloe got her killer body with surgery. This is because her body is in an entirely different shape than before and it definitely doesn't look natural. Things got even worse when an unedited photo of Khloe's body was leaked and she reacted by trying to get it taken off the internet, proving she's not even happy with her body unless it's edited. And at number 4, Courtney Love. Courtney Love is best known as the singer for the band Hole as well as the widow of Kurt Cobain. However, she also has a reputation for significantly changing her looks through plastic surgery. She started off with a grunge punk aesthetic but slowly changed up the classic Hollywood look. Her most noticeable change has been her nose job. Love has admitted that she has changed her look significantly since she was the poster child for 90s grunge. She got her lips injected and had a nose job, but now she says that she regrets it. It's also changed the way that her fans look at her, and they really don't like that she's so different than before. And at number 3, Vivica A. Fox. Fox was a popular actress in the 90s, starring in movies like Set It Off and Two Can Play That Game. She also did a lot of modeling and was known for her sweet and classic look. However, things changed in her career when she decided to get some work done. It drastically changed her look. Most noticeably was a nose job and some fillers. Since her career took a huge hit after her face had noticeably changed, we can assume the changes put a big damper on her career. And since she's only appeared in a few movies since, as well as being on The Celebrity Apprentice, I guess that could hold true. And at number 2, Donatella Versace. Donatella got her fame through running high-end fashion brand Versace with her late brother, Gianni. And in the decades since she's been a public figure, her face has changed considerably. Most would say for the worse. Over time, she's become unrecognizable, with her nose and lips changing the most. It's gotten so bad that Donatella has landed herself on pretty much every worst plastic surgery list that there is. Donatella is only admitted to getting Botox, nothing more, so she has not admitted to regretting any of her procedures. But since her reputation has taken such a hit because of her changing face, we can assume it's had a negative impact on her career as well. At the very least, it's made her less respected by the public. And finally, number 1, Adrienne Bailon. The Real host and former Disney Channel star has opened up about regretting her decision to get breast implants in her teens. She told E! News in 2014, quote, "When I was 19 years old, I actually did get breast implants. Probably one of my greatest regrets. I went from having an insecurity that I didn't have big breasts to now looking like an adult film star. And I was like, this isn't great." She also revealed that she got the procedure right before she was set to film Cheetah Girls 2, and it was quite a shock for Disney executives. executives. But she says the implants did not last and she decided to get them taken out shortly after. She also added that the implants stretched out her skin, adding, quote, "It was not the smartest decision for my career and just for myself. It was wanting to feel like a woman." Thankfully, she was able to fix things and has had a great career so far. I love her on the real.
Starting off our list today at number 10, we have Kylie Jenner. Back in 2015, it seems like nobody could stop talking about Kylie Jenner's lips, and her lips even started a challenge on social media that caused some serious damage to a ton of faces worldwide. In the following months, Kylie would then finally admit to getting lip filler done, and later on she would admit that she went a little crazy with her lip injections when she sat down for an interview with Allure magazine, which was conducted by her older sister Kim Kardashian. In the interview, Kylie would tell her older sister, "Well, I definitely made my lips a little too big at one point. I got excited and felt like I needed to do a lot." And then you guys were like, "Kylie, you need to chill." After Kylie did realize that she went a little too far with the filler, she did go back to have it fixed, and then she would say it was a crazy process, but she was thankful that she didn't end up botched. Number 9. Khloe Kardashian. At one point in time, Khloe Kardashian was looking a little crazy as she went a little too overboard on her face fillers. She even once told MTV that she had given up on getting fillers. Once, when she told the media outlet, "I look crazy when I had fillers and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it all dissolved like 3 times." Despite all the mess she faced when she had the fillers done, she was extremely still into the idea of having surgery done. As in 2016, she told Cosmopolitan US, "You think plastic surgery should be viewed almost like makeup because we're all putting on an effing mask basically every day." But maybe she just said this so everyone would stop exposing the family for having multiple procedures done and lying to the public about it. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in number 8, we have Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox's career started to take off after she was cast as Monica on the hit NBC sitcom Friends back in the 1990s. However, she's been raising eyebrows ever since she started to get more work done on her face. Courtney has also admitted that her fillers got to a point where she wasn't aware of how strange her face was beginning to look, and when she did, it prompted her to slow down with all of the face fillers. She then sat down with OK Learned and would tell the media outlet, "There was a time when you go, oh, I'm changing. I'm looking older, and I tried to chase that youthfulness for years. And I didn't realize, oh shucks, I'm actually looking really strange with injections and doing stuff to my face that I would never do now." While the actor has tried to go back and dissolve all the filler, it has truly left her face looking unrecognizable, but hey, at least she's able to move it now. Number 7. Lady Gaga. It seems like Lady Gaga seems to be back on her facial injection grind after fans pointed out that she looked noticeably different at the 2022 Grammy Awards. It's not really shocking that she has continued to fill her face with fillers, however, as back in 2013, the Born This Way songstress previously has been pretty open about her obsession with fillers when she revealed to the media outlet OK, "I was really obsessed with getting facial injections at one point." Lady Gaga's obsession became so much, her photographer friends even had to sit her down and tell her, "Gaga, I love you, but if you don't stop injecting stuff in your face, I'm just going to off you." One time she even had to cover up her face during a performance because even she knew her face, not being able to move, looked a little creepy, and she admitted to it on stage in the process. Number 6. Donatella Versace. It seems like Donatella Versace has become a major conversation not only for her designs but also for her botched looking appearance. On top of a really bad facelift, it's clear that the star has also had problems with overdoing it with fillers not only on her lips but also in her cheeks. After she's been made fun of by almost every media outlet for her appearance, she would just stop going under the knife to keep up with a more youthful appearance, but even today she continues to go and get fillers injected into her face. To the point now she's completely unrecognizable, but hey, at least her designs are still fire, that's all that really matters, right? Number 5. Jessica Simpson. While Jessica Simpson has been pretty open when it comes to plastic surgery, fans have been skeptical over the alleged work she has done to her face in recent years. In 2006, Jessica would even tell Glamour magazine that she had gotten lip fillers and she didn't end up liking how they looked, so then she just let them fade away. With the procedures looking pretty botched, even Jessica would say that they looked fake to her and she didn't like that. After messing up her lips, you would think she would have learned her lesson about using fillers, but then in 2021, the blonde babe sparked concern once again again after she posted a selfie on her Instagram where she looked completely unrecognizable to her fans. Her comments then started to get a little selfish when fans started to comment things like, "Girl, you look too plastic, she totally messed up her face," and it makes you think, will we ever live in society that chooses girls to love their natural beauty, or will fake always be called beautiful? Number 4, Chrissy Teigen. Chrissy Teigen has never been the one to shy away from the truth when it comes to cosmetic work, as she has had multiple procedures done over the years. In 2017, she even started to poke fun at herself by admitting, "Everything about me is fake except for my cheeks." She then went on to point to her forehead, her nose, her lips, while admitting they're all fake, and that she even had Botox injected into her armpits so she could stop her excessive sweating. Does that even work? Even today, it seems like Chrissy can't even stop having work done to her face, as she's ended up altering her face again by going under a procedure to have her fat removed from her cheeks, which she has told her followers she has no shame about, but she really should have some type of shame about it because she be looking scary out here now. Number 3, Heidi Montag. In 2010, the Hill star Heidi Montag started to make headlines after she underwent 10 cosmetic surgeries in a day. With having liposuction and work done on her chest, she topped everything off by getting fillers done to her face and lips, and in the process she ended up looking like a botched version of Barbie. Heidi has since discussed her strong regrets about undergoing the procedures when she sat down for an interview in 2019. And in the interview she would say, "I do look back and go, wow, that's a big thing I did, and I should have thought about it longer. That was an intense decision to make at such a young age." And if you should take anything from Heidi's mistake, then it should be that before you go and get anything done, you should think about it and maybe talk to a surgeon before you ruin your face, as once you get work done you can't undo the effects, as it will last a lifetime. Coming in number 2, we have Madonna. Madonna's face has been the hot topic of discussion lately, as it's clear she lives in her own realm when it comes to plastic surgery. And with the Material Girl singer being all over TikTok showing off her new look, some fans have become really concerned, as they've started to point out that recently she looks a little too much like a boiled egg. A New York plastic surgeon named Dr. Steve Falick even previously told OK that the queen of pop's face seems to have a lot of issues. Starting from the top, she has a bunch of Botox, so her forehead doesn't move at all. Her cheeks are way too filled with the filler, and she might have had buccal fat pad reduction to narrow her face too. The lips are almost too out of proportion and too big for her face. The internet has been coming for Madonna, but it's at the point where I feel like she does it on purpose just so she can stay relevant in the media. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman once admitted to being addicted to Botox before she came to the realization that the freezing effects from it were taking the life out of her face. When the actress sat down for an interview with Huffington Post, she would tell the media outlet that she did once try Botox, but it took her a while to realize it wasn't for her, and that she has since gotten out of it. And since stopping the procedures, she has actually finally been able to move her face again. But it seems like she has had more than just Botox done to her face, as it's looking a little too sculpted and puffy in certain places to suggest that she also had fillers. And it's clear that she won't stop using them, as her face just keeps looking a little too uneven.
Number 10, Zac Efron in Baywatch. Acknowledging his appearance changed in recent years, Efron explained that his looks changed after he fell over at his home and he broke his jaw in November of 2013, making his face and jaw muscles have to work extra hard. According to Zac, he was seeing a physical therapist to help him recover from this, but he briefly stopped while he was in Australia, where he taped 2 seasons of his Netflix series Down to Earth. It wasn't until 2017's Baywatch that fans really noticed the physical changes that Zac was going through. He was already a very muscular man. He claims to have starved and dehydrated himself for the shoot to appear more toned up. And on top of that, this was around the same time that his jaw started to reset itself, being noticeably stiff throughout the feature. His jaw is now more pronounced and it gives him like a more square but muscular face, almost appearing swollen sometimes. The look was only a third of the reason that fans hated this movie. It was also because of the terrible script and performances from its cast. Seriously, Dwayne Johnson, come on. Number 9, Sylvester Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, Sylvester Stallone's face is distracting in general. Ever since Rocky, this dude has looked like he's slowly been melting for 20 years, until suddenly a new face emerged. The fun thing with Sylvester is, depending on what movie you've seen between 2010 and now, depends on what you may have gotten in terms of face altogether. Around The Expendables, fans started to notice some subtle changes in his face. face. The cheeks were a little bit more prominent, he seemed to have more pronounced jaw, but the closer to the final Rambo movie we got, the more that he began to resemble his Rocky days. But most recently in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it seems that someone took a drywall scraper and just slowly flattened his face. His eyebrows also look more pronounced, almost like they're the Nike swoosh. And while the overall film is not a flop, the scenes with Sylvester in them were universally agreed to be unnecessary and distracting to the overall project. Number 8. Mickey Rourke in Wild Orchid. Back in his early days in Hollywood, Rourke was known as one of the prettiest boys in town. He was often compared to the likes of Marlon Brando and James Dean. However, that reputation did not last long. Throughout the 1980s, the diner actor would always talk about his issues with fame and how he hated the industry. So, throughout the early 90s, Mickey slowly started getting into the world of professional boxing as an escape. This was the main cause for so much of his misshapen face. According to Mickey himself, he had slowly been dismantled by the sport, breaking his nose twice, snapping his cheekbone, and damaging his ribs and toes. Needless to say, a professional doctor advised him to hang up the gloves before it did too much damage, but unfortunately that damage was already done. In his 1990 film Wild Orchid, the actor's cheeks were visibly swollen and he just looked so different. Later in 2009, he admitted that these changes were indeed due to botched plastic surgery, as a lot of people speculated. Whether it was the bad acting or the bad surgery, the movie tanked at the box office and it currently sits at a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Since then, Mickey has gone under again for corrective surgery, but he still looks like a clay model of his former self. Number 7. Nicole Kidman in Bewitched. Nicole has been around for a while in the world of Hollywood, starring in everything from superhero movies like Batman Forever to the film on this list, 2005's Bewitched. The film was based around a TV series of the same name and featured Kidman as the lead and Will Ferrell as her co-star. The film was okay, it's fun for some, but for critics, it was a rough ride. One thing many fans noticed right away was that her cheeks looked suspiciously round. Like throughout the movie, the audience was left wondering what was happening to Nicole's face. Over the years, it has been speculated that she's gotten some kind of work done, but it was never actually confirmed. But just taking one look at a side-by-side proves that something has been done. Her cheeks look fuller, her face seems lifted, and there's a lot going on upstairs. This film was just the first of many to leave fans pondering what Nicole had been doing, and it did not stop there. The closer to 2020 we got, the more she appeared to have done, becoming nearly unrecognizable in her role in Bombshell. Number 6. John Travolta in Wild Hogs. John Travolta is a renowned actor who's been around for decades and's probably starred in at least one of your top 10 movies. However, the iconic Pulp Fiction actor surprised fans with what looks like the aftermath of botchy plastic surgery in 2007's Wild Hogs. Fans were convinced that John had some work done in his face and it had gone horribly wrong. Comparing his face to the Grease Lightning star that we all know and loved, there are just noticeable differences under his eyes and around his jaw. He now had more of a square face with unnaturally straight bone structure that he most certainly did not have when he met Sandy. Of course, getting Botox, fillers, or even plastic surgery as a quick fix to hide the inevitable signs of aging is not that big of a deal in Hollywood, but Mr. Travolta might have just stepped into the wrong surgeon's office, as fans were shocked and critical about his new look. The film overall was just a little bit strange, but it had a nice premise. It featured some pretty stellar comedic actors like Tim Allen and Martin Lawrence and Ray Liotta. They played a wannabe crew of bikers who get more than they bargained for when they run into actual gang members. It sounds fun, but the entire film is derailed by the distracting face of John Travolta. Seriously, this dude went from Grease Lightning to being struck by lightning. Number 5. Helen Hunt in I See You. From Mad About You and What Women Want to Twister, there is no denying that Helen Hunt has been a tour de force on screens big and small for decades. In fact, she got her start as a child actor in the 70s. A lifetime in the spotlight means fans will always be curious about every aspect of your life. Considering the pressure to remain youthful in Hollywood, many fans wondered if Helen Hunt ever decided to get plastic surgery. Well, 2019 was a big year for Helen. She had several movies coming out and had just directed an episode of The Politician. However, the main draw of that year was her role in the horror movie I See You, with many fans claiming that the film was unwatchable simply due to her facelift. It seemed like someone was trying to CGI out all the age on her face, but it ended up looking just strange, weird. The negative online comments caused many fans to skip this one and wait for the home release. Who am I kidding? They torrented it. Number 4. Tara Reid in American Pie Reunion. Tara has starred in several comedy flicks over the years, but they tend to stick to the same category: schlocky and cheap, which are still fun, being a part of movies like Van Wilder, Sharknado, and of course the American Pie series. While she seemed to be on the rise, rumors of a serious attitude on set were slowly bringing her less and less roles, and a wardrobe malfunction at a party for P. Diddy in 2004, in which one part of her chest was visible for all the world to see, well, that didn't help either. She had clearly gotten some work done, which was obvious thanks to a certain body part being in the shape of a square and not a circle like it should be. She had also received many physical alterations to her face and stomach, with the latter being botched so horribly to the point where Tara had a hernia that prevented her from being able to work without a shirt on, which was apparently a big part of her career. When the gang got back together for the reunion, fans were curious to see where the film would take the crew and if it may be the first of many more American Pie movies. Unfortunately, the script combined with the distracting physical changes to one of its main cast members caused fans to peg this flick as a must-forget. Number 3. Jeremy Piven in Smokin' Aces. The Entourage star has not always been some cool guy in a suit. He's been a wide range of characters, from a bald store clerk to a villain in Spy Kids 4. This man is versatile, and so is his hair. In one of Jeremy's first acting gigs in Singles from 1992, he's very obviously missing the top of his head. His hair is slowly thinning, but is very clearly on its way out. Okay, so cut to the first season of Entourage, where his hair suddenly began to grow back. And by the time the 2006 movie Smokin' Aces came along, Jeremy had long hair. He looked like he was in a boy band that partied just a little bit too hard. This was a very distracting moment in the world of Hollywood and is a part of the reason that this movie tanked. It could be that, or it could be the terrible performances given by Piven, especially when you compare it to his co-stars like Ryan Reynolds and Ben Affleck, but who knows. It seems that the closer to 2020 we got, the more hair this dude had. He claims to have received hair transplant surgery, which was difficult to hide as he was bald one day and Elvis Presley the next. Number 2. Portia de Rossi, Arrested Development. While this may not be a film entry, how about the fact that she messed up a whole season of television just with her face? In fact, it had changed so much that her character was slowly written out of the series. The popular series returned after 7 years of rest, releasing an entire season, 15 episodes worth, all at once on Netflix. Now this is how the running joke heavy sitcom was really meant to be watched, all in one sitting over and over again at the viewer's own leisure. But it seemed that all the Twitter sphere could talk about was actress Portia de Rossi's face. De Rossi, who plays the vapid, self-centered, clueless Lindsay Bluth Fuquet in the series, had apparently gotten some work done, as a side-by-side of season 1 to season 4 shows vastly different faces. Several plastic surgeons gave their take on the possible changes and agreed that it was very obvious that she had had some work done. They report that she received a nasal tip reconstruction and Botox injections. Yeah, you don't need to be a plastic surgeon to see that one. Unfortunately for the show, that 4th season was not well received, and one of the many issues that fans seemed to have was the little to no explanation on why Lindsay looked like that. And at number 1, Kim Basinger in The Burning Plain. Kim was a rising star in the 1980s, being featured in rom-coms, action movies, dramatic pieces, each one just a little bit better than it would have been without her. Towards the end of the 1990s, she was still maintaining a steady career, but as we entered the new millennium, many were noticing several changes to her face. By the time The Burning Plain came out, it was obvious what was going on. Her cheeks were noticeably larger, leaving her with deep ridges. Her face was also suspiciously wrinkle-free, which made the changes even more obvious. Between the Botox, the facelift, and who knows what else, her role in the film was bogged down by the unrecognizable face of Miss Kim Basinger. Despite boasting a great cast with Jennifer Lawrence and Charlize Theron, the film tanked, and no one could take it seriously.
So, starting off our list at number 10 today, we have Lea Michele. It seems like Lea Michele just can't catch a break, as she has had to face quite a lot of controversy over the years, be it her rumored and unverified reading struggles or the bullying allegations she faced for her on-set behavior. But the latest thing social media has been talking about has more to do with her appearance, as her face looks thinner and more sculpted, and it's a completely different shape altogether. She's definitely not the same girl we all saw walking through the halls on Glee, which makes you wonder, has Lea Michele had buccal fat removal surgery done? Lately, it seems like the actress's fans are convinced that she is one of the latest celebs to jump on this increasingly popular trend, and fans have even pointed out that the star looks a lot like Stan from American Dad. But lately, it seems like there isn't one soul in Hollywood that hasn't had any type of procedure done to their face, and then these women become the ones that preach about how we should be the ones loving our authentic selves when they aren't even authentic themselves. Number 9. Chrissy Teigen. So unless you're a plastic surgeon or you religiously follow Chrissy Teigen, which seems to be very few people at this point today, then you may have never heard about buccal fat removal. So the procedure involves removing the fat from your cheeks to create a more contoured face so you can see your cheekbones more. And it seems like today the procedure is becoming increasingly popular. Back in 2021, Chrissy would head to her Instagram story to talk about her new changed look when she said, "I did the Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal thing here, and since I quit drinking, I'm really seeing the results and I like it." The star then went on to know that she did what she had to do and that she had no shame in her game. And then she went on to tag Dr. Diamond in the clip. While Chrissy has long been candid about her cosmetic procedures and surgeries, this had to be the weirdest one yet, as the surgery just doesn't really look good on anyone.
Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
Well, kicking it back off to our list, at number 8 we have Bella Hadid. Now, the real question many of us have been debating is, has Bella Hadid had buccal fat removal done, or has she simply just grown into her looks over the years? And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, then you must be convinced that this star has in fact had the procedure done. And if you don't, just hear me out for a quick second. I might just change your mind. So if you compare Bella now to when she was younger, you will see that she definitely has a little more fluff between the lower portion of her cheekbone and her mid-jaw area. And now it's just looking a little more chiseled, which adds even more flame to the rumor is that if you have buccal fat removal done, this tends to be the area where the fat is removed from. While the procedure may have made some improvements to her face as it exposed her cheekbones in V-line, it's also made her face look a little too narrow to the point when she is standing next to other models, her new look actually looks quite bad. So it does go on to prove that not everyone will get big improvements when they have this procedure done. Number 7, Anya Taylor-Joy. With buccal fat removal surgery taking Hollywood by the storm, it's been said that this procedure is likely to have one major side effect that may put you a bit off, as it seems to add 10 years to your age. To celebrities who have been trying this new trend, this proves it. Among the stars to have allegedly had this procedure done is Anya Taylor-Joy, and before you even think about having this procedure done, you might just want to use Anya as a reference to why you shouldn't get this procedure done, as the procedure has left her face looking a little more tragic than it should at her age. So before she got the procedure done, Anya actually had a pretty attractive face, and she honestly didn't need to have this procedure done, but now she looks much older than she did before. And the most concerning part is that she was only in her 20s. Also, with this procedure being so new still, 20 years, there could be complications with droopy skin, and there might not be a way to reverse this procedure once you get it done. Number 6, Dove Cameron. It seems like a surprising number of teenagers and young adults lately are seeking out facial cosmetic procedures, and among the celebrities that seem to be part of these people is Dove Cameron. While Dove first caught everyone's attention due to her flawless complexion, we all came to love her big eyes, long lashes, plump lips, and this cute little tiny button nose. And before she went from blonde to brunette, she was actually like a real-life Barbie doll. But now that the actress has changed it, it makes you wonder if it's all the hair and makeup, or has she just enhanced her facial features? And if you take a look at photos from when she first entered the entertainment scene to today, it appears that her overall look has changed, as there is now more projection to her cheeks and her chin, and there is a much bigger distance from her lashes to her eyebrows. While the star has never gone on record to admit any of the rumors that surround her new look, it's not really shocking to why there are so many younger people seeking out cosmetic procedures more than ever before. Number 5, Zoe Kravitz. Over the years, Zoe Kravitz's looks have changed to the point it has been suspected not only has she had a nose job, lip filler, cheek filler, chin implants, and a ponytail facelift, but fans are also suspecting that the star has also had buccal fat removal, as she looks very different from what she used to when she was younger. While Zoe has never admitted to having plastic surgery done, her looks have changed too much to say she hasn't. While some people have claimed that she has inherited her looks from her mother and that there's natural differences in her face from her age, others will tell you to touch some grass because she's obviously had procedures done to look the way she looks today. With Zoe's cheekbones now looking very sharp and defined, her cheekbones look nothing like they used to when she was younger, as she now has this hollow right before her elevated cheeks. And while you may believe this is just part of the aging process, as she lost her baby fat, her cheeks have changed so drastically in a short period of time that this is an indication that the star has had some work done. Number 4, Iggy Azalea. While Iggy has previously admitted to undergoing cosmetic surgeries in the past, her new striking appearance may be results of further cosmetic procedures. Back in 2018, a leading Beverly Hills plastic surgeon named Dr. Randall Haworth told Daily Mail Australia that he believed the rapper could have had some more additional changes done to her face to give her a new chiseled look. While majority of her results have been beautiful, don't get me wrong, it's clear that she has transformed her face over the years with not only a chin augmentation, jawline contouring, a slight brow lift, and cheek filler, but she has also had buccal fat removal done. While the star hasn't talked about all the plastic surgery she could have done, she has once said people should be more accepting to the fact that both famous and non-famous women are having cosmetic procedures. That's just reality, and I think more people need to admit that so it doesn't have to be so taboo when we're all doing it anyways. She then went on to note that she too has changed her appearance and that there's always going to be people that dislike you for that matter. But as long as you like it, you like it. That's all that matters, right? Number 3, Khloe Kardashian. The Kardashian-Jenner clan has long been linked to plastic surgery, but recently Khloe has been slammed with never-ending Instagram trolls who have accused the star of having butt implants, nose jobs, despite denying most of the claims. It's kind of hard not to talk about her never-ending changing appearance throughout the years. Back in 2022, even a board-certified plastic surgeon named Dr. Anthony Yoon would speak to The Sun about Khloe's alleged plastic surgery, where he would explain, "I also think she may have had her lips done, most likely injected with filler." Anthony then went on to note that he also believed Khloe had a brow lift to lift her brows up and buccal fat removal done to make her face appear slimmer. Her face overall looks more narrow. That could be due to buccal fat removal and injections of Botox to her jaw muscles. That basically can help narrow the jawline, while the Good American founder has said she is offended that people think she has had so much work done. But what's really baffling is that her and her family still think that they can create such false realities around their looks. Number 2, Sophie Turner. So back in January, Sophie Turner's before and after photos would hint that the actress has undergone buccal fat removal just like the rest of the celebrities on this list today. While buccal fat removal has become the latest trend among Hollywood stars, her face has been looking a little more defined in recent pics as the trend among celebrities is becoming viral. While the surgery has been around for the last 50 years, it's only started to go viral on social media recently. Sophie's appearance has changed since she appeared on Games of Thrones, and it's clear in her recent pictures her face appears to be a little more chiseled than it did before. And while you may think this was achieved by contouring or Photoshop, her face is just a little too chiseled to suggest that she didn't have this procedure done, because she did. And coming in number 1 today, we have Sarah Hyland. It seems like social media users are now also suspecting that actress Sarah Hyland, most known for her role in Modern Family, has recently undergone a procedure to remove her buccal fat pads, as her face has changed quite a bit, and she's completely lost her plump and round cheeks. While people have claimed that there's a reason why her face looked a little more swollen than usual on season 8 of Modern Family because of her health complications. Her face does look a little more sharper today, and while the star could just be doing a few tricks models have done over the years to make her lips look fuller and her cheeks look more defined, she could also be sucking in her cheekbones for photos, but honestly it's probably just safe to say that she had the procedure done because it's unrealistic and it's clear that the war against buccal fat remover wages on, and Sarah's new look has nothing to do with just weight loss, aging, and health complications.
And at number 10, Zac Efron. We know Zac Efron as the love interest Troy in High School Musical, but his new look has shocked his fans. After Zac appeared on a Facebook Watch event for Bill Nye's Earth Day musical, the internet was set ablaze with rumors that he had gone cosmetic surgery to change his face. The lower half of the actor's face looked much more prominent, including his jaw and lips, which both looked fuller. Many Twitter users speculated that Efron might have gotten cosmetic surgery like bad Botox or fillers. One TikTok doctor even thought that Efron could have recently gotten his wisdom teeth removed. Zac has not commented on the situation, but one of his best friends recently spoke out and denied rumors of plastic surgery. And at number 9, Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron is known for her roles in the Descendants franchise, as well as the show Liv and Maddie. But over the years she's gone through quite a transformation, and she's almost unrecognizable compared to what she looked like before. The most widely speculated procedures she has received are lip fillers, an eyebrow raise to give her a cat eye look, and a nose job. At one point her lips were so unnaturally large that fans said that her lips looked hard and like they hurt. Dove is still gorgeous, but instead of being known for her acting, she's known for having tons of procedures at a young age. And at number 8, Adrienne Bailon. The former Cheetah Girl and Disney star has opened up about regretting her decision to get breast implants in her teens. She told E! News in 2014, quote, "When I was 19 years old, I actually did get breast implants, probably one of my greatest regrets. I went from having an insecurity that I didn't have big breasts to now looking like an adult film star. And I was like, this is not great." She also revealed that she got the procedure right before she was set to film Cheetah Girls 2, and it was quite a shock for Disney executives. But she says the implants did not last, and she decided to get them taken out shortly after. She also added that it stretched out her skin, adding, quote, "It was not the smartest decision for my career and just for myself. It was wanting to feel like a woman." Thankfully, she was able to fix things and has a great career. And at number 7, Ariel Winter. You might not know that Ariel Winter was a Disney star because her roles with Disney were purely voice roles. Her Disney voice roles included Princess Sophia and her evil copy in Sophia the First, Gretchen the Fireside Girl, and Wendy Stinglehopper in Phineas and Ferb, along with a few others. And since we have seen Ariel grow up on the show Modern Family, there's been intense speculation that her mature look is due to plastic surgery. On one Instagram post, fans were calling out Ariel for changing, saying they liked how she looked before the plastic surgery. Ariel was so offended by the comment, she responded to it saying, quote, "I appreciate you wanting to help girls love themselves the way they are, but you're also kind of cutting someone, aka me, down, which isn't what I think you were trying to do. I also didn't get plastic surgery. That is also not being supportive of women if you're just assuming something about the way they look." She's been open about getting a breast reduction in 2015, but many think she is lying and had more procedures. And at number 6, Hayden Panettiere. Hayden Panettiere is another actor you might not have known was a Disney star as well. She voiced the character of Dot in the 1998 film A Bug's Life and Suri in Dinosaur in 2000, along playing leading roles in the movies Remember the Titans and Tiger Cruise. It's been rumored for years that she's gotten cosmetic enhancements. The most widely speculated is that she got a boob job sometime in 2013. It was also speculated that she got some Botox and fillers because her skin is smooth and her jawline is perfectly symmetrical, unlike before. Halfway at number 5, Fergie. Before she was known as the leading lady in the Black Eyed Peas, Fergie was a young actress and singer in the cast of Kids Incorporated, a Disney show in the 80s. And over the years in the spotlight, fans have deciphered some big differences from the star before versus now. It's been widely speculated that she had a nose job at one point in time because it's much thinner now than it was before. It's been suggested that she had a boob job as well. Many think Fergie went overboard with whatever work she's had done because people think she looks older than she actually is. And at number 4, Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson is known for being a southern bombshell that is a woman of many talents, making a name for herself as an actor and singer. During her time in the spotlight, she also worked alongside Disney. She performed a cover of Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid and performed a cover version of A Whole New World for the Aladdin Platinum Edition alongside her ex-husband Nick Lachey. She and her sister Ashley Simpson also made an appearance on a Disney Christmas show and concert special. And when she got older, she decided to try cosmetic enhancements, specifically lip filler, but she hated it and regretted the procedure. She told Glamour in 2006, quote, "I had that Restylane stuff. It looked fake to me. I didn't like that. But it went away in like 4 months, My lips are back to what they were, thank God. And at number 3, Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is an American former actress, producer, author, and fashion model. She's best known for her role as Mary Jensen in There's Something About Mary, along with her role in Charlie's Angels. But she's also had some Disney roles as well. With Disney, she portrayed Jenny Everdeen in the 2002 film Gangs of New York. As she got older, Cameron started to try cosmetic procedures, most notably Botox. But after trying the injectable, she realized that she didn't want to try it ever again. She told ET in 2014, quote, "I've tried Botox before, where it was like a little tiny touch of something. It changed my face in such a weird way that I was like, no, I don't want to be like that. I'd rather see my face aging than a face that doesn't belong to me." And at number 2, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is a legendary actor who has starred in so many huge movies and TV shows there is truly too much to name. And many of those acting credits are thanks to Disney. With Disney, Jamie Lee played Tess Coleman in the 2003 remake of Freaky Friday and Aunt Vivian Viv Ash in the film Beverly Hills Chihuahua. She also played Gail Bayer Olsen in the 2010 film You Again. And since Jamie Lee is an A-list celebrity, she admits she succumbs to the pressure to look your best, and because of this she's tried a little bit of everything when it comes to cosmetic injections. But she regrets that decision and will not do it again. She said in one interview, quote, "I've done it all. I've had a little plastic surgery, I've had a little lipo, I've had a little Botox. You know what? None of it works. None of it." And finally at number 1, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez might be one of the most famous Disney stars of all time. She went from a child actor on Wizards of Waverly Place to a bona fide megastar. At one point she was even the most followed person on Instagram. However, speculation over plastic surgery affected Selena very negatively, so much so that she deleted a photo of her that was at one point the most liked Instagram photo ever. The photo in question was of Selena in a strapless dress holding a drink, and in the photos, her breasts look much larger than we are used to seeing. Because of this photo, rumors that she had a breast augmentation were going wild on the internet. The comment section got so out of hand at one point that she decided to delete the photo altogether.